them know that we are the American Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people there wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage is right here now. No.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you got the key to the lock, we in our own zone. Make yourself at home, get to know mine on the inside. We can meet at yours next time. And you feel it fresh and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place now. Let's face it, baby, you know all the places. My places, your place, your places, my place. Just face it, no one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. My place like you do.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine If we would've never chased our passion, what happened? We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that trust. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah.
Smash that like button, y'all. Go ahead, smash it on up. Let's smash it up. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Bronx Flat Power. Hey, mic check, mic check. I sound okay? Yeah. Hey, what's good? So we're going to have open topics today. You know, smash the like button, y'all. That really helps. Now, y'all know, I'm just going to get right into it. When I see 20 people, I'm going for it. Oh, my God, it dropped down to 15. We're going to get into it today. I need at least 20 people. Where's everybody at? Where's everybody at? God. Hey, girly 72. Oh, here y'all come. I don't know where's everybody at. Oh. I don't know. Did I go live the same time as somebody else? I probably did. Who else out here is live? Oh, Brother Santos. But normally his people stay with his people. I don't know. Ain't nobody else really live. Oh, well. Anyway. We got 16 people. Hey, Jeremy. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. What's good? So I want to get into here they come. Here they come. Now we got 18. I don't know. It's kind of hurtful because YouTube does this to us, you know, but it's okay. Hey, Smoke. There you go. Yeah, we got 18. All we need is 20, and I'm just gonna start. We got 25. All right, there we go. Oh, that's good. All right, so y'all remember when we was talking about this, right? How about the Georgia voting districts? You know, they surveyed all the Indian land in Georgia. And I'll read it again because then I'm going to bring you to just to remind you that, hey, y'all, Susan, Smoke, hey, smash the like button, y'all. So I'm just going to quickly read this. And then they currently discuss this and a committee and DC, the congressmen. I'm telling you, they know about our history, y'all. I'm going to read this first and then bring you to congressmen talking about this. Now, Georgia territory. Um, damn, I got to turn my soup down, y'all. Give me a minute. I don't want it to burn. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. My God. Oh, thank you, y'all, for your patience. I had put I made some turkey soup and it's mean, y'all. Ooh, it's mean. So when I go off live, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So we discussed this. I'm just gonna read it really quickly. Some of you guys have probably already read it. But Georgia Territory Province divided out districts from 1733 to 1879. The idea of having militia districts was to form a buffer between the Spanish settlements to the south and the British colonies to the north. There was always a rumor of war with other nations, but also the Indians, bandits, which are gangsters, thieves, robbers, and crooks, and then pirates and French, the French Republic. After the Revolutionary War, the division of the Georgia Territory that once expanded to the Mississippi River involved Georgia doing a survey of all the Indian territories of the Creeks and the Cherokees. Those counties already in existence added more counties in the Indian lands. All right? We're talking Indian lands in Georgia. Georgia militia districts were formed in each of the counties. There was an elected captain for each district who enrolled those able bodied armed males between the ages of 16 and 50 within his district. Muster days were originally intended for military drilling, but eventually evolved to little more than social events. Now, the intent was to protect the residents against invasions of wild animals or wild Indians. It was a good way to meet neighbors and keep up with the latest information about their districts. Now, they set up these districts. Now, remember, between this time was the Indian Removal Act. So this is during Reconstruction time between 1783 and 1879 when they're rebuilding Georgia. So they divided up the land. They did a survey of all the Creek land and the Cherokee land, and they gave them voting district numbers. And some of our families went ahead on and went to Oklahoma that did not want to be under this government. They did. They went on and went to Oklahoma. A lot of our people stayed right in their lands, Indian lands, in Georgia. They was like, hell no. And you better bet your bottom dollars. You better bet your bottom dollars. When they divided up them districts during that time from 1783 to 1879, these people were not living in Georgia. I swear to you, they are not on no census sheets in no damn Georgia in no 1790 all the way up to 1900. Nope. Only the people that own them damn farmlands in Georgia, our ancestors. So that's why I said it's so easy to know for a fact who your family tribe affiliation was if you were in Georgia living in these districts, because they were Indian lands that were surveyed, and you was not living in Indian land if you wasn't that Indian, whether you had Negro features or white features as Indians. And that's a fact. Now, They divided them up into them districts, and they, got the guys to register between the ages of, like it said, 16 and 50. And that's a fact. 16 and 50, right here where it says. They started their little police stations. Today they're called police stations. Back then they were called militia districts. Now, how I want you to know that they know about this history. Don't sleep our senators. Don't. Because a lot of them are very educated on our history, because a lot of our history has to do with their history, and a lot of them are us, and a lot of them ain't. So now I want you to listen to this video of a very recent, Smoke Signal gave me this because he and I watched the same, political stations. But he threw this at me because he remembered when I was talking about this. So I'm going to do a share screen, and I'm going to say fair use. Let me put the banner up for fair use. I'm not monetizing, and I'm going to share this. Just listen to this, honey. I got to put my headphones on because I want to hear it. And he's going to be talking exactly about what I'm telling you. Listen. I want to hear this again. Here we go. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Thank you, Senator Coons. Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you for being here. Congratulations to your families. Mr. Sheriff, if I could just start with you, I wanted to follow up on a question or two that Senator Kennedy asked you, because I wasn't sure that I understood your answers, but I bet you can clear it up for me. Let me just come back to questions he asked you related to your membership in the ACLU, the Southern California chapter. I think we've established that you're a member there. You said you contribute $120 a year. Fine. I just want to go back to these various statements that chapter has made. And my question is not, why did they make the statements? I'm sure that we can look up what the ACLU of Southern California said in which context. I just want to know your own views on it. I'm trying to figure out, do they speak for you on these matters? That's what I'm trying to ascertain here. So here, let's try this again. They have written, the ACLU of Southern California, that that U.S. policing has historical roots in slave patrols and in the forced dislocation of indigenous youth. Now, that's a pretty strong statement. I just want to know, does that represent your viewpoint?
Senator.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Now, y'all. You know what? That is so goddamn bomb. I got to stop and give him a bomb. I'm serious. I mean, he set shit straight at the door. I got to give him his bomb drops. Indigenous youth, slave patrol. Listen. You can't make this shit up. You can't. Bomb drop. This was yesterday. Let me get back to it, y'all. I just like, whoa. Let's get back to it. I'm going to play it again from the beginning, y'all, because I want y'all to listen.
Thank you, Senator Coons. Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you for being here. Congratulations to your families. Mr. Sheriff, if I could just start with you, I wanted to follow up on a question or two that Senator Kennedy asked you, because I wasn't sure that I understood your answers, but I bet you can clear it up for me. Let me just come back to questions he asked you related to your membership in the ACLU, the Southern California chapter. I think we've established that you're a member there. You said you contribute $120 a year. Fine. I just want to go back to these various statements that chapter has made. And my question is not, why did they make the statements. I'm sure that we can look up what the ACLU of Southern California said in which context. I just want to know your own views on it. I'm trying to figure out, do they speak for you on these matters? That's what I'm trying to ascertain here. So here, let's try this again. They have written, the ACLU of Southern California, that that U.S. policing has historical roots in slave patrols and in the forced dislocation of indigenous youth. Now, that's a pretty strong statement. I just want to know, does that represent your viewpoint?
Senator, I do not have knowledge or background in terms of the origins, and I don't know what they were referring to there. I can speak to my experience with federal law enforcement, and I have tremendous respect and have worked closely, respect for, and have worked closely with federal law enforcement who I believe uphold the rule of law and serve the public interest every day.
Well, so are you telling me you think that U.S. policing, U.S. police forces, I think the first standing U.S. police force was in my state. I think it was in the city of St. Louis. Are you saying that you think they might have historical roots in slave patrols?
That I don't know. I know the U.S. Marshal Service likes to state that they're the first federal law enforcement agency founded in the initial Judiciary Act.
My question is, do you think that U.S. policing has historical roots in slave patrols?
I'm not aware of that, Senator.
You don't think that it does? What about this? The same letter says that the presence of police has devastating and discriminatory impacts on tens of thousands of California students. Do you agree with that?
Senator, I don't know the context in which what that's specifically describing or talking about.
But in your own experience, I mean, are they speaking for you here? Do you agree with that?
In my experience, in Fresno, in the Fresno division of the Eastern District of California, on balance, I believe that the police, including the police departments, which our office works with closely, and certainly federal and state and local law enforcement, are a positive influence.
Okay, good. Let's talk about ICE for a second, because I know you testified that you've worked with ICE. So the same chapter, the ACLU that you're a member of, has said that ICE is not welcome here. They've gone on to say, as part of a package that they devised for children, they released door hangers, posters, and coloring sheets for children that included guidelines for how to use them. The guidelines said ICE agents resort to trickery and deception. Do you agree with that? Has that been your experience, that ICE agents resort to trickery and deception?
My experience, Senator, is with working with ICE agents on cases under 8 U.S.C. 1326 and other related criminal immigration cases, and I have found them to be diligent, hardworking, and ethical law enforcement officers.
Okay, good. So I think we've established that the ACLU of Southern California, at least as to these statements, they don't speak for you. I mean, you have the views that you've just articulated.
My views are not I'm not familiar with all of the ACLU's views, but certainly I have independent views.
Okay, good. Let me just ask you about this. You've also been a frequent contributor to the group Act Blue. This is a group that, as my colleagues on this panel have emphasized of late, have supported fundraisers with the theme "All Cops Are Bastards." Have you contributed any of those fundraisers through Act Blue? All Cops Are Bastards fundraisers?
No, Senator.
And does that represent your view or experience with law enforcement?
That does not represent my view of law enforcement.
Okay. I think that those are helpful answers. I think we maybe could have gotten there a little bit earlier with my colleagues, but I'm glad to hear you distance yourself, frankly, from these statements, because I think those statements are pretty outrageous. And it concerns me a little bit that you're a member of a chapter that regularly, and we're not talking about one thing, we're talking about multiple letters, multiple projects, multiple issues over years from this particular chapter. But I'm gratified to hear you say that they do not represent you on these matters. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Hawley.
Man, I'm sorry, but like I told y'all, they know history. I gotta give Brother Man his bomb, because he just dropped what I He dropped exactly what I explained about the setting up those militia districts. And then he was like, well, it's the U.S. federal marshals, like we was talking about. I'm telling you, they know our history. And see, the problem is, and he said, he used the word indigenous. I don't care. He's talking about our history. All right. He is on point in what he was saying when they set up slave districts for the indigenous. They know. And here's the sad part. Here is the part that really upsets me in YouTube. But you get over shit. This is like I said, our people, us Negroes, us Aborigines, they speak about our history out here openly. Okay? And our people have been so bruised in their head and indoctrinated about being African. And here before us speaks Congress. This is at the federal level. This is at the Senate Judiciary Committee. Congress. This took place yesterday. They know about our history. We are our own enemies. This is why I get so angry when every time we say something about our history, we throw the white guy in there. That's why I said, get off the white guy's ass. Because they're openly going to come out and speak. Now, Josh is maybe 10 years younger than me. They're educated. They know our history. Our problem is our own people when it comes to educating about our history. And I get it. A lot of our men and women are receiving this information from foreigners and people who did studying about the wrong history, aka African studies, when it comes to our history. This is why I said it's very important to understand and know who's you're getting your information from about our history over here on the mainland. Because like I said, a lot of people teaching African studies, they're really African. So that applies to them. But just because we got the same color, your studies on you apply to you. But what you will not do is use that history and try to substantiate reparations, not over the Aborigines, not over the indigenous people of this land. You will not win. Because first of all, we're going to send you back to your country where you get your reparations from. Seriously. A lot of Africans volunteered to come here. By the time they got to the islands, and came over here for labor and work. And they still doing the same shit today. But when I tell you they're talking about our history, they're talking about our history. I was talking about U.S. militia districts in Georgia. And he was right. That the man was right when he responded, well, the U.S. federal marshal, say that they're the first, because they are. They are, and he's right in saying that, because that is true. I showed you the document right here when those militia districts were first getting established, right down here on the second paragraph, where it says there was an elected captain for each district who enrolled able-bodied armed males between the ages of 16 and 50 within his district. All right. And they did. They started them up. So he was right in saying that. They know our history. The problem is we have to just continue to work very hard to get our people here from the mainland unindoctrinated of what they've been taught. Because they were taught about the Indians, but they was never told that they were the Indians. Just like what, the guy said, what's his name? The Indian is you. You're telling them you're rooting for Martin Grooney or something, but the Indian is you, because we did not know. James Baldwin. when he said, Dane played that video, the Indian is you. You're wanting and you're rooting for them to kill the Indian, da 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 da. But you didn't know that the Indian was you. And we still don't. And so this is some of the frustration in YouTube. And this is some of the miseducation in YouTube. So, like I said, it's going to take time. This is a very, very tough assignment to lecture about in our community, but it's working. It's working. Our people who are identifying as African American for so long, rocking the African culture, and they really don't. They say they're African American, but they're still doing Indian culture from here. They're not doing real African culture. So we're working on getting our people to understand who they are, and they're coming around. And guess what? We're still the same humble people that we were back then. Now, we weren't all great, just like today. Just like today. We had wild Indians back then, which is why you had to set up a militia like we do today. We had wild Indians back then acting crazy because a lot of us wasn't part of the United States when it was formed. So by that time, all of the states had ratified, and then it became the 50 states by 1883. Okay. The 50 states were formed because this is what they were doing during Reconstruction. And all of our ancestors that stayed, decided to stay. They stayed. And those that wanted to leave, they pushed them to Oklahoma. All right. They went on to Oklahoma, those that wanted to go. But in the meantime, because those that went to Oklahoma were not part of the United States, they, became stateless. They were just out there. Some didn't even go. Some just, wandered around. But they were considered the wild Indians. So if you look at our community now, where you have our Pookies and our Ray Rays and Shakishas running wild in the hood. Now, it's just like today is just like yesterday. I kid you not. If you look at it from a perspective that, okay, let's just say Pookie's out there wilding now, shooting and killing each other, brothers killing each other across the states, back and forth, black on black crime, Indian on Indian crime, because that's what it was back then. Now, they're not active, and we're not active in this political system. So we're wild Indians. So on that note, we have all these police stations in every municipality to control and be there to protect people from the behaviors of Pookie and Ray Ray. Now I guess you understand it. So now I'm going to open up the dialogue early because I don't know what time Ad Power's coming on. But I see my brother Chief. I see Root Words. Yida. Chief Holiday, Shay Sun. I see all y'all out there. I'm going to open up early, and I would love for y'all to come and dialogue about what this senator was talking about. Because this senator, he laid a smoke out for real. He don't be playing. He has no filter. When he see the bullshit, he point the bullshit out. So I'm going to, I put the link in the chat. I will pin it up to the top for anyone to come on the piano. I'm going to play one song. And the piano is open. It's open smoke, open topics. I'm not talking about no Democrats today. For real. Don't bring it. Don't bring it. I'm going to cut you off real short. I don't do that. Josh Hawley's a Republican, and he checks shit at the door. So I'm going to play one little song. I'm opening early, and I'm going to wait for y'all to come on up here. Open, y'all. Come on up.
Long live Ag.
Yeah.
Like so.
These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button and then dress too par. Now they can't test the gods, had to defy the odds. It only get tougher back then. We thought times was hard. Told them don't write me off. Told them don't type at all. To all the ones that gave up, this a reply to y'all. That wavy haired kid that you knew been on a tear since. The crowds was lower than the laughter now that I'm hearing. The praise for staying committed to something they played with. It was always about us, it's never about who's your favorite. Took my insecurities and made my future more secure. The way we moving, it's like we really been here before. The proof is in the progress from the year before. Furthermore, we wanted the further things more. They took another route, so what you think we kings for? No angel ever said, yo, who these wings for? Ain't no champion ever said, who these rings for? So don't question what God doing, who you live for. Start accepting who you are and what you do it for. Doing less, doing more, it's really either or. Meet them halfway when one close, here go another door. Here go your dreams, what you running for? Head full of steam, cause you want it, huh? But it's in your genes, you was born a star. Yeah, damn, we done came far. The blessings soon pay off. I don't get a day off. Feel like the playoffs, they like, when y'all gon' take off? Dill got laid off, now we focused on trademarks. We just making hits after hits, no aid off. Now they wanna eat off the same plate that I ate off. They really be brainwashed, I sold ain't for trade-offs. Listen to these verses, these are thoughts that I brainstorm. People do me wrong, but nowadays I just pray for them. I've been under pressure, you can't tell cause I stay calm. Hiding peace and quiet, all I hear is the rain falls. Now all I see is green like my name was Draymond. ISO the brand and you know we gon' rain on. Shout out to the fans from the jump that stayed on. Rolling every hour of the day till the pain gone. Now every time we drop, yeah, they know that is napalms. ISO.
Hey, Holiday, Straight Smoke, Root Words, DJ, y'all hit the link, brothers. Y'all sisters too, come on. Yitta, any sisters, come on up. Demisha, come on up. Let's talk about this. I want to hear your perspective. Bailey Oso, who else is out here? Dave, Keisha. Let's see who else we got out here. Y'all hit the link. Come on up. Otherwise, y'all ain't got no topics or nothing. I'll just close out and go eat my soup. But I really would like to dialogue with y'all. Hey, Chief.
Sister Bethy, peace.
Hey, Chief. It's
How
good.
you?
I'm good.
See, cooking.
Yeah. I caught that, and that's that was yesterday. That was yesterday. So
That
I
was
know.
a Senate hearing yesterday.
Yeah, Senate Judiciary Committee, and that's at the federal level. That's Congress. He's a senator, and I was very surprised. They watch our channels, Chief.
So here's the thing, right? I think when we have these conversations as it pertains to the European coming into any form of power comes after the Emancipation Proclamation, comes after Reconstruction. Have you ever noticed that? That when we're having when they're having conversation, that they mix it as if it's been happening since 1619, right? And they write it through history, but they're only talking about domestic terrorism. Because up until the 1900s, the early 1900s, 1910, 1905, 1910, right? The pale skins were the criminals, were the rascals, were being lynched, were being put into penitentiaries.
Yep.
Okay, let's just understand what we're saying. The Quakers and the whole Pennsylvania prison system wasn't here until these Esquatchulators came here with no skills.
Okay.
Okay. So the narrative is just being spent. You guys, it's not real. Just because somebody
So
can write it down on a piece of paper, it and that's just it. Then that means that anybody can just write anything down, put it on a piece of paper without any verification, right? So then that means like if two people were going back and forth and each one of them got two books apiece, and both of
mhm,
them are saying polar opposites of each other, then what's the verification that makes it right?
okay.
See what I'm saying? What author went to a better school? Well, we know these schools from and these libraries and these museums are
Uh,
all agendaed, funded, eugenic, racist fuckers that are literally
wow.
a part of the agenda to wipe us out of history. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? This is what we're dealing with. We're just dealing with just a mass psychosis. Like and once again, when we talk about the lawsuit, we talk about the miseducation of the American Negro. Well, we're
Mhm,
talking about the numeration of the American Negro, the taxation of the American Negro. You understand what I'm saying? Like
yes.
it's a lot that goes into this. The poisoning of the American Negro.
Correct.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
The abolishment of our family dynasties, our family structures, and that's what we're dealing with, y'all. Just simple.
Correct.
We just got to keep this shit simple.
That's true.
That's it.
That's
That's it. We
true.
just got to keep it simple.
I agree,
They were
but
Pookie and Ray Ray, dusty asses back in the days. I had to come and say that because
no,
we
I
act
get
like
it.
we've been in this condition for thousands of years when we're the greatest human beings that this planet has ever seen. We gave the
I
planet everything. How are we
I agree.
slaves? Make that make sense?
I agree. I agree. But during this time, um, when they were setting up these districts, these particular districts is during the reconstruction and the expansion of the 13 colonies to the 50
Oh,
states is what I'm
hold
talking
on,
about.
right here though, right here, right. It says just Georgia territory, right? Like you see how they say 1733
Yeah.
cap. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's just
Well, they
cap.
did
Like you
have
know
a
what I
small
mean?
they did have a small colony,
Well, no.
in
Well,
Georgia. When we're saying
let me ask you a
1733,
question. Let me ask you a
uh,
question. The demographics. Do you know they have like the actual demographics of how many people from Europe were in the South at this time, right?
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
and remember, if you're not from this land, how do you own something here when there's people already here? How do you own something here unless you adopt into their family? You know, you learn a trade. They had to come work for us. They had to
Correct.
come make babies for us. Y'all
Correct.
understand? We are the landowners. We owned every industry. We were the masters of this land. So they just flipped it. But this happened in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and they just wrote it back in history. That's what I'm saying. So we said 1733.
Well,
Pale skin was
from
not
the
running
okay,
shit in America. Period.
if you really look at it though, Chief, and I wrestle with this too, and I'm gonna go back and revisit what you said and more intensely. But I was looking at it from all right. If we're starting in 1733, they definitely had a a little piece of land. They didn't have. I'm not speaking when I say
Wait.
1733.
Are we
I'm
talking in Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia, just a little
Okay.
piece of land, a little piece. I'm not saying the whole Georgia, but they
Okay.
did
What's
divide
their
the
name
creek,
and where?
huh?
What's their name and where? Because Ted Turner them and the DuPonts and them is still Dusty Asses is still in Europe in the 17. They like you understand what I'm saying? So what did they how did they win? What's the name of the family? The Cobbs? What's the name of the family? Because Cobb is an aboriginal name. Remember these people came and took our shit, but it wasn't in the
Right,
1700s. They
right,
rewrote
right.
Georgia state constitution in the early 19, I want to say 1902, 1903, something like that. But this is when this happened, rewriting and taking us out of immunity, out of protection, and renaming us and calling us out our names. This is what we're dealing with, and that's what we've been dealing with, and that's why we're
I
addressing it.
Okay. Now I
You
get
feel what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying.
I know it
Yes,
hurt. I mean, I know
I
it
do.
sounds crazy,
No,
y'all,
it's helpful
but
because
they're
I
lying.
need that
This is what I
information.
gotta
But
say. they're lying. Does that make sense?
They're lying about the time period. Okay. I
Everything.
get
They're
it.
lying about everything.
I get it. But it when you do go to look at who is that? Hi, can I help you?
Yes, you can, Bethy.
Who is this? Oh no, no trouble. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not dealing with that today. Sorry, Rob. Nope. Chief, I I'm gonna go back and revisit what you said because I never looked at it from that perspective. I was only looking at this from the point in time when they had a little piece of colony. Let's say they had about 5 acres of land, and that was their colony. Let's say they only had 5. The colonizers only had like 5 or 10 acres of land in Georgia. That was it. So, and then, you get to 1830 and the Indian Removal Act. By that time, just about all the 50 states had, the Iroquois sold us out. And then it became the 50 states by 1879. And in between that time, they clearly they're saying that they did a survey of all the Indian land. Right here, see, a survey of all the Indian land in Georgia and the Cherokee, the Creek and Cherokee lands. Them only having like 10 acres, the colonizers. And the building of the militia districts is to protect the Indians from them and their little 10 pieces of land. I'm, trying to think this out, seeing I wasn't born back in that time. But they put these districts up. So it's understood where the Creek's land is, where the Cherokee's land is, and wherever the hell they put maybe 5 to 10 acres of land for them to call it their colonial state. So what are your
what you're finding is that they're getting permission to get a couple acres here and there, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you can't put a whole bunch of people on 5 acres, correct? So there's not a lot of people working
That's
at
right.
5 acres. Gotcha.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So
That's
remember
right.
the 3/5 compromise?
Yep.
Niggas have always outnumbered Indians, niggas are the same thing.
Yep.
Have always outnumbered the pale skin in Georgia and still do.
Facts.
Let's go.
Facts. I agree 100% because we were in power at this time. We had our own government set up. We were. It was our system. This proves that this was our system. That's what I was trying to get to. It was always our system, and then it was taken over. Do you agree to that?
Absolutely.
So that's the way I'm seeing this. I'm not seeing them in power at all, because then if that's the case, we can't explain this. Let me see. Hang on. Let me get this. I was looking at this whole thing as us being in power, because
so check it.
Because
So
look
you
at
know
this.
that
This is
anytime
1870.
that
Look, Chief,
yeah.
this is 1872. This is the General Assembly in 1872. Look at all colors. That's why I said we were in power. It was our system. And look at this year, 1833, 1879. So it makes sense that we were in power. That's why you feel me?
I mean, we was in power.
Right.
You wouldn't have to. If it was more of us, well, you wouldn't have to have a 3/5 compromise.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
You wouldn't have to have a 3/5 compromise.
That's right.
If you wasn't outnumbered. Okay.
That's the fact.
So 3/5 compromise was a problem when we went over this, like we went over the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, the Emancipation Proclamation doesn't have a color on it. It's a condition. When you're born before 1865, right? As a child, you're under somebody, right?
Facts.
When you turned 18, you were still under somebody. When you turned 28, you were still under somebody.
That's
After
right.
1865 and the Emancipation Proclamation, right?
Yep.
When you was born, you was still up under somebody. When you turn 18, you don't have to go to court. You don't have to get emancipated from them. You could just get going. Okay?
Facts.
At 18, you can tell your parents to kiss your whole ass and they can't do nothing about it.
That's a fact.
But the problem is, though, that this system of them abolishing our family systems by using the Emancipation Proclamation and then framing it as a slavery for us, right?
Yeah.
Make us hate doing business with our family, hate family structures. Our wives hate serving a man.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
That's a fact, Chief.
That's a whole
Let's talk about it. You motherfuckers act like we want to go back to knowledge of self and all this other stuff, but we want to keep some of the Europeans' customs, right?
Shit, let's
We
talk
don't
about it.
want to venerate the man because that's not how the system is set up, right?
Right.
And the man don't want to give the woman her just stake and honor.
No. We're not doing it today. We ain't doing this today. Hey, this ain't a balance thing today, y'all. We can't do that. Because now I think we need some balance though. I say though, because we got so much. Y'all know they making a play out of Color Purple, not a play like a musical. It's the most terrible thing ever.
I thought they made that already.
No, they
100 years ago.
More high class names. So now Taraji P. Henson is involved. Fantasia.
Terrible.
I'm not giving it no energy. I'm not giving that no energy. Like just
For
like
real?
No energy.
Oh, it looks terrible. I seen the preview yesterday. I wanted to throw up. Like, it was, sheesh.
You can tell us all. You can tell us all the view. They think the view bringers. It's like it's not about acting. You get the position now for this job for how many motherfucking views they can project it. They think that you're gonna be able to motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, produce for their ass. That's it. Because there's a big name. It's a my name. That's all they need to. You know what I'm saying. This is gonna be a fucking Tubi production. God damn it.
I gotta check that out.
But I'm just saying though.
You know what? The one with Chief with Harriet Tubman, I was pissed. That's a white lady colored with she got some stuff on her skin like black chalk, like the old days.
Huh?
Yeah, that Harriet Tubman.
They did that?
Chief, it's on Netflix.
What's the name of it? All right.
Harriet Tubman.
And so they got a pale
made
skin,
a white lady.
black
Yes. And I was like, no, they didn't. Even though it's a fake character, but I was like, what? No.
I bet you niggas. Wait a minute. They did blackface though, like, and ain't nobody say nothing about it. Terrible.
Oh well. They were, I remember when they were talking about it earlier this year, that they were going to use a white lady to play the role, but she was going to be painted. And I'm like,
well, I mean,
maybe Harriet was,
though.
Maybe Harriet Tubman was white and she freed the white slaves. How about that?
We know that a pale skin created her. Right, we know a pale skin created her. Once again, they write these stories and put them in the Library of Congress because they needed something. Because remember, they burnt down the Library of Congress as well as the National Archives several times, and things that you see in there now are not the original things there, y'all.
And it's because
hang on.
It's not even the original of the original. Like,
I can't see you, Smoke.
This book right here, Sister Becky.
You good?
I sit them all down with this simple book right here. You see the tethered ends.
What is it?
The front. The title of this book right here It's called the 250th anniversary of the settlement of the Jews in the United States.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Jews.
1655. But
I
we're
don't
not
want to talk
talking about.
about Jews though.
I want to talk
I
about their
don't.
records because my brother just showed the book. So the family, I thought it was a book show. So you know what I'm saying. But you asked for the title, so, but I mean they don't want to be. They don't
Oh,
want to take credit for their book. I mean, but see what's
yeah.
interesting is that Mr. Schiff that's still tra la 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 in Congress right now. His grandfather is listed in this book. Mr.
Wow.
Carnegie's family is listed in this book right here.
Oh
So
wow.
we don't want to
Oh
talk about this.
wow.
Let's talk about the letters that are in here and the correspondences from over here to England and back.
Okay.
Yeah, so when they want to, so we'll go deeper on this a little later. So, but when they want to try to cut, you can't. Y'all don't got enough postage to come for an American Indian over here, okay? Because while y'all worried about trying to start y'all settlements in 1655 and want to throw an anniversary party to, do y'all's little off canter jig, we can all trace ourselves to already be here. What happened to those records? You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it has to be somebody else has to exist in 1655, or y'all wouldn't have felt it
Right.
glorious to be trying to make this y'all's first pilgrimages. See, these are the pilgrims. See, these are the book of
Okay.
the first pilgrims. They didn't say that. I'm saying it because the time frame it
Listen,
only makes sense.
listen,
But you
Okay.
can do with that,
listen.
Chief.
Hold
Yeah.
on, y'all.
Right.
If if if
Chief
if
got
if
it.
I showed y'all a black and white picture, right,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever I narrate to you when I show you the picture, because I'm the one presenting the fucking picture to you, right?
Uh-huh.
I show you two people. I show you a pale skin, right, little girl, and I show you a Aborigine little girl, right, and they both got dresses on. If I'm telling a story, right, the Slav girl, right, is adopted into their family.
Mm-hmm.
We the fly motherfuckers. They didn't come here knowing how to make clothes. They didn't come here with nothing. This is facts.
Mm-hmm.
They were
That's a
struggling.
fact.
Fleas infested. Brought diseases here that we cured.
Wow.
They didn't kill us off because they breed. We the gods. It don't make sense. What are the barriers? Show us. Show us the people. These are narratives. So now they're gonna tell a story. I said, this is a little slave black girl, and they let her wear the white girl's clothes. Is that about accurate what they say?
No.
That's a narrative. And once again, it goes along with the whole CIA implantation and narratives of this whole slave narrative and African narrative that goes along with their empowerment. Hey, I just want to say, shout out to the ancestors for taking Henry Kissinger ass up out of here. I hope he was in
That
pain
part.
for the last 70 fucking
Salute
years.
on
Fuck
that.
that man.
Salute on that.
Rest in peace. Yo. I'm in my bag,
And he's
y'all.
one of
I ain't
those
gonna lie.
non-descendables
But
as well.
before you land, Chief, I want you to explain this. You had given me this the other day, and now is a good time to talk about it because I jumped off that pen. I was so pissed with them arrogant fools over there. I'm pulling it up now. Give me a second.
Oh yeah. Hey, when they say I don't be showing nothing because they don't want to pull it up, when I put it in the
Oh, they
back,
lying. I seen it. I seen
they
it.
want to
I seen
pull
it, Chief.
it
I said, I don't believe this. They pulled the same netter on you, bro.
up. Hey, that's what the CIA operatives do, though. Ain't that
Mm-hmm.
right? Shot Son and
Hey,
NCA.
Smoke.
Oh,
I'm
oh.
coming, Smoke. I'm just pulling this thing up. Where is
Smoke.
it? No. EF.
Hey, we coming. The ancestors are here. We coming. Telling y'all.
Oh, where is it?
The ancestors are coming.
Hey Chief, I gotta tell you something, man. After reviewing that and how it was how they did and how they was acting, I see one thing.
Oh.
The deliberate ignorance is really strong with them people. That's all it is.
Well, I was trying to walk a tightrope. I wanted to inflict as much pain and violence as possible, but at the same time, not like trying to open the door for our people, bro. It's like we got like I know I'm dealing with operatives, so I'm trying to treat them as such, but I can't touch them physically. So if anything I could do to say what I could say to them,
I want them to be crying in the car because they know that if they do got ancestors that come from this soil, that they violate, and they violating us, and it's not cool to violate people's families, y'all. And then they're working for these people. Y'all have never seen anybody from the Pandoodle section ever get at the pale skins, y'all, in any shape, form, or fashion. How is this possible? And I just remember when I was in the Black Power community and pushing, I banged on the beast. Not talked about banging on the beast. I was actually banging on the beast, still banging on the beast. And just because we don't say that we're Black African slaves, we don't identify as that, then we identify as the first people of this land, which empowers us. And once again, like I'm going back and forth with them, I'm asking them, hey, bro, what are we saying is actually offensive to you guys? Because we're literally saying the same thing as far as identification of who we are. But when we're saying that we sprung from this soil, that's a whole nother frequency that y'all don't know nothing about. And the fact that y'all are fighting us with no evidence, and not even, if you ask them, is Africa an ancient word? Nope. Is it from Africa? Nope. What are we doing? Like, why y'all want to throw this blanket term on everybody except Africans and Europeans and Asians
Liberia is
and
named after
everybody else?
Pope
We're the only
Liberia.
Africans on the planet, and I think that's weird. And we're not fucking African. We're gonna bug the fuck up every time somebody call us out our fucking name.
Yeah.
Niger
Period. You can
comes
call
from the
yourself whatever the
Royal
fuck you want to
Niger
call yourself,
Company.
but you violating when you turn around and say, "Hey, we Africans." Yeah, this. If we all in the same building, bro, it's gonna be some issues, y'all. I promise you. So we just on the internet talking, but you ain't gonna be violating my family in my face. Like, if I say stop, don't do it, you gonna keep doing it. Yeah, all right.
Facts.
We'll see how
Facts.
that works. Now, if you niggas is such curves that y'all let motherfuckers violate your family, violate your violate your ancestors in the dirt, and they don't even smell your cologne, I don't know. Cause I can take an ass whooping for mine. Can you? I'll take that ass whooping for my respect, to honor for whatever. But I do know this: I don't take ass whoopings. And if I ain't I don't want everything, but I'm coming back.
So this is in 1894, Chief.
Just let you know.
You asked, you told me to show this. You gave this
Oh
to
yeah.
me, Chief. Remember? You gave this to me. You want me to read it?
See.
Okay. It says, this is Frederick Douglass, you guys, in 1894. High smoke, high straight smoke, smoke signal straight, and new growth. I'll get right to y'all. We have a fight on our hands right there, right here. A fight for the redemption of the whole race. And a blow struck successfully for the Negro in America. And a blow struck for the Negro in Africa. All right, let me read that again. We have a fight on our hands right here. A fight for the redemption of the whole race. And a blow struck successfully for the Negro in America is a blow struck for the Negro in Africa. For until the Negro is respected in America, he need not expect consideration elsewhere. All this native land talk, however, is nonsense. The native land of the American Negro is America. His bones, his muscles, his sinews are all American.
American.
Frederick Douglass, the
Hey,
folio of
Shasan.
colonization.
Shasan, this is what you call a primary document this is an excerpt of a speech that he did, and you might want to go get the whole speech. And Sister Betty, you did this before, but you went more into the speech, and it got a little bit more in depth, and he started breaking stuff down, right? But when we're talking about 1894, right? Liberia had been there damn near 70 something 80 damn near 80 years by this time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So and we're talking about what is really interesting, because they were having a conversation about native land and go back to Africa and all that stuff. He's like, wait a minute, this native land talk, the whole land of the American Negro is America. His bones, his muscles, his sinews are all American. Now, I don't know if that means anything to, these paying duties, you know what I'm saying? But this is the same conversation. This is kind of more recent too. 1894 is recent. Like, this is a primary document. He wasn't considering himself black, African. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear slave in that. He said that the native land of the American Negro is America. Now, we have the science to cross-reference this, right? We have the actual craniological evidence that they're hiding in the ground here. Now, if we can go back 10,000 years, surely we can go back 1,000 years, you guys. Now, if you can find things 10,000 years ago, you have even more evidence of 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago. And according to the evidence of the cranial structures of the human beings that are in the ground here in the culture, it was niggas that predate Africa, predate Asia, predate everything else on the planet. That's why that you see things from America there, like languages. All languages stem from America. I know it hurts.
Yeah,
I know it hurts. But fuckers, I don't care. The truth got to be told. And whenever a time I hear what is Moors or anybody saying from east to west, I'm bugging the fuck up because you're taking credit from our ancestors.
Facts.
And it's a problem because once again, you're violating us. You're violating everything. And I keep hearing about Christopher Columbus, keep hearing about all this fake ass shit. Hey, listen, y'all believe that a couple pale skins got off a boat with no guns and just dominated the strongest fighter on the planet? Nobody's whooping us on this planet ever. Where? What war? What fight? We only can beat each other. Nobody's whooping us. What are y'all talking about? Y'all can jump. Jackie Chan could do all that shit. We'll slap shit out of his ass. Stop it.
X.
So I don't want to hear all this extra stuff, man. Y'all be talking to like this. They want us to be the weak, like to think so docile in our mind. And the motherfucker play that like, oh, I want to be strong in my body, but I'm gonna be weak in my mind. You are. That's. You're not a man. When you know something's going on and you don't do something about it, that's a problem for me. And we sitting around watching shit going on our land, and it's easy for them to duck their head in the sand because they don't have to do nothing. If they still believe that they from Africa, they don't have to do nothing here. They don't have to fight for this. So that's why they're cowards. Shashan, y'all niggas is cowards.
Oh yeah.
There's a nigga right here talking about he a Shinnecock African. That's crazy. Stop it.
Chief, you also shared something else that was very interesting, and I'm going to share it, and then relinquish the mic. This right here that I thought was very interesting, and it's always because of the color of our skin. 10 Little Indians is an American children's counting out rhyme. It was a Round Folk Song Index number of 12976. The term Indians in this sense refers to indigenous North American peoples, with some adaptations referring to Indians as people of sub-Saharan African ethnicity. In 1868, songwriter Semptis Winter adapted it as a song then called 10 Little Indians for a minstrel show. And it goes, 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian boys, 10 little, 9 little, 8 little Indians, 7 little, 6 little, 5 little Indians, 4 little, 3 little, 2 little Indians, 1 little Indian boy. And then he goes into 10 little Indians standing in the line, 1 toddled home, and then were mine, 9. 9 little Indians swinging on a gate, 1 tumbled off, and then there were 8. 8 little Indians, gayest under heaven. One went to sleep, and then there were 7. 7 little Indians cutting up their tricks. One broke his neck, and then there were 6. 6 little Indians all alive. One kicked the bucket, and then were 5. 5 little Indians on a cellar door. One tumbled in, and then there were 4. 4 little Indians upon a spree. One got fuddled, and then there were 3. 3 little Indians out on a canoe. One tumbled overboard, and then there were 2. 2 little Indians fooling with a gun. One shot the other, and then there was 1. 1 little Indian living all alone. He got married, and then there were none. Yo, so let me give a double damn bomb drop, and then Frederick Douglass and him.
What another reason why I put that up?
Married.
It was little niggas.
Yeah.
1 little nigga, 2 little niggas, 3 little niggas, 4 little niggas.
Yeah, and they
5 little
referring to the Indians as us because that's who we were. Facts, Chief. You couldn't have said it no better. I'm sorry.
So how are they trying to say in so many words that he lost his little Indian status by marrying or kind of assimilating into another culture?
Yeah.
There's only one.
We married a white one, and then that's how. This is what I was trying to explain to them little bus people over on Q Butter's channel. They were all on a little bus. And I was just like, you know what? Why am I talking to a group of Jamaicans? It makes no sense anyway, which is why I was trying to explain this on the end where they put Indians and Negroes together. And that just goes right along with it on the part in there, Chief, when it said the one little Indian got married and then there were none because you had the baby by the white woman and the baby came out with more of the white features and then that became the fucking Indian. And my point on that note is now explained.
Yeah, but they definitely wasn't letting us get nothing off. You know what I mean? And then they were like, "You don't show nothing." But here's the point, though. If you don't have any insight or even they didn't even want to pull up etymology.
No,
Acting
they
like
didn't.
didn't even know what etymology meant. So if you don't know something, you're at a disadvantage when you having conversation with people that know something more than you, and then you're arguing like saying no after you ask the question to something that you don't know the answer to. If I ask you a question, I don't know, like say your name, and you tell me your name is Rufflestiltskin, right? I gotta be like, you know what? Okay. In the back of my mind, they be like, man, he might have showed me his ID. Like, I might even ask you some questions. Like, man, why your mama named you that? Or that's just a stage name or something. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like on your bumper. But I would have to take your word for what you say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless I'm gonna check into it. Anything I say, debunk me. I literally say it how I say it, so that, especially in those type of environments, that no matter what we show them on paper, no matter what, right? They're not going to accept it. So there's no sense to keep bogging yourself down. And they act like I haven't. See, for people like Shy Son, you're new. I've been doing this so long. Why pull up this? If I pull something up 178 times, I don't have to pull it up again. I don't know why they don't pull stuff up and go back and forth, or the stuff that they pulling up is just Wikipedia, just surface level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like not real research. And I think
foreigners trying to learn foreigners, and they're just, regurgitating what they've been taught. But it is what it is, and that is exactly what happened. Knowing the Negro is the Indian, okay, and what happened is when you had the baby by the European, and the baby came out and grew up with more European features. That's who Paleface wanted to deal with when it came to business. They did not want to work with the darker Indian. They said, okay, now we have a person here who has some Indian blood, and she looks more like us. So she's an Indian now. And now they really kept the separation from, they made them the Indian by blood. And the Negro, they blacked it out. But I relinquish.
Well, marriage certificates are slave bonds, like, or enslavement bonds. You know what I mean? Going back to the color purple, that's our slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like what role, even in that time, that's not even like 200-300 years ago. What role did a woman have in an agricultural society? Wait. What's her role? What's a child's role? What's a man's role in a family, in an agricultural society that don't have Walmarts and Macy's and Neiman Marcus's and Piggly Wigglies? How? What's your role? It's to build in this right here. And that's what they about.
Facts.
And now people are doing their genealogy and going back into the 17, and which is interesting, we're in the 1700s. And if you do look, the pale skin wasn't there yet.
No.
That's why we are still outnumbering them in the state of Mississippi. Today, we have never been the minority in the state of Mississippi or the state of Alabama or the state of Georgia.
What's South Carolina? None of the, to be honest, none of the Confederate states. None of the Confederate states. That's why they had Andrew Jackson march down south, and he took a bunch of niggas with him from the north because we was governors, Indians. That's the only way they won the war in the South. And plus, some of the Southerners joined the side of the Union to break away from their parents wanting a better life. So that's when you hear the story about brothers fighting brothers, mothers against daughters, fathers against sons. That was the Civil War. It took niggas to take out niggas for them to get in power.
Go ahead.
But go ahead. New Growth, you was next, and then Straight Smoke, and then Smoke Signal.
So, peace of the God. Peace of the guys on the panel, man.
New Growth, you was have something to say?
Yeah, I do. Salute.
Hey, Smoke.
Let's where's the formality? Shout out to the channel, to the panel, and to the chat, bro. Power to the motherfucking people. I want to revisit the statement earlier about the agrarian society, right? And that what you said earlier? That it was
talking about Chief. I'll be right back. You got it. Y'all got it.
Agricultural society, yeah.
Right. That's cool. I understand that. Because a nigga gotta eat. But then we also have developed cities here when the Europeans arrived?
So
yes.
But
no.
But I'm saying though. So when we talk about the actual architecture and building, right? So I'm gonna use the most famous house in America, right? America's house is AK on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, correct? Negroes built that house. Because y'all remember in 12 Years a Slave with the pale skins didn't have knowledge, and this was 1830s, they didn't have knowledge of building. They didn't bring architecture here. Yeah, y'all do understand this, right? That they try to tell you that Europe was all this established and all this. America was cosmopolitan. This is where you came to. So the markets and everything, you know what I'm saying? It was in America. They destroyed our whole infrastructure. The Lumbee tribe was in the lumber business. That's where they get their name from the lumber industry. Who owns the lumber industry now? Who owns the shipping industry now? And when did it change hands? So when we listen to this, we are like, and then it's just so crazy when you even start saying that in the 16 to 1700s that the monarchs and stuff and the people in power in Europe are people of color. So then you just gotta think, like, wait a minute, but why is this like this here? Why do we believe that these people were in power here when they're not even in power in Europe? Come on, y'all got to make this make sense. And the Africans, I got a video. Y'all got to see this shit. It's crazy. This is the bed. I probably might do it tonight. Not sure, man. But it was, when you get people who identify themselves as African Americans, and then they get in like a room with Africans, you just start seeing such despicable and disgraceful, you know what I'm saying, mindsets. When you got people who literally flee a country with nothing to come to our country, and because we have a slave narrative, and we believe we're slaves, that everybody coming here believes that they're better than you. When they fled Poland, the Ukraine, dusty ass England, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. And they got to be better than you because you identified as this Slav that was owned by them. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense.
Hear me?
Come on, y'all.
Peace. Peace to the panel.
Peace to the
Oh
guy.
yeah, we can hear you, Negro. Yes.
Yeah. What's up, Chief? How you doing, Sister Bethy?
Hey, how you doing?
Everyone in the panel. Damn, it feels good to be Aboriginal. Boots on the ground. I have something to say about this identity crisis and how we still got people far as supposed to be representing us in office, like Maxine Waters. She has a town hall meeting coming up in my section, and I have two questions for her because she's a congresswoman, and my first question is to her is, how does she represent herself as far as her identity in public? And if she say African American, then my second question is, how long is she gonna continue this cover up of African, covering up our identity with this African American, knowing that we Indian?
Well, she is half Jamaican.
Yeah, I want to ask her that. Oh, so that's what is. So she's not even one of us. So it is.
Well, I think one of her parents is indigenous, but one of them is from Jamaica.
We got another camera on. Oh my God, damn! And I was thinking about going though, because I wanted the charade is over with. Y'all calling us African American publicly. We don't have no protection on us, and there's contaminated water in all 50 states. Our identity is continued to be disrespected and publicly. I'm not saying in private. I'm saying it publicly. We are getting still harassed and mass incarceration, mass homelessness. She's supposed to be speaking on the bank. This town hall meeting is supposed to be about the banks. I guess what happened in 2008. She says she's holding banks accountable. But then I turn on the back, she got this foreign guy as a director. But it's supposed to be like this, Sister Bethy. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a federal agency responsible for protecting families from fraudsters, loan sharks, and other bad actors offering deceptive loans and financial services. In addition to banks, the CFPB also oversees companies that provide private student loans, payday loans, rent-to-own products, and has successfully pressed for the elimination of junk fees like overdraft charges and bank fees for you to simply find out how much money you have. This federal agency has levied fines on debt collectors, credit bureaus, and other companies that cheated customers, returning $2.4 billion to consumers last year alone. I'm pleased that our special guest is the CFPB director, the Honorable. This is the foreign guy they got, Rohit Chopra, some dude supposed to be there, who will discuss how the agency is serving our community. So this is like a slap in the face of disrespect. And
More than you know.
I'm trying to be boots on the ground come this Saturday.
Well, I hope you do go, and make sure you bring somebody with you so they can record.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me see what's up with it. I'm pretty sure she's gonna hire our people to try to keep people like me up out of there, or try to put the little scare down. But I'm still up in there. She's going up to the Inglewood High School, which is my section, Inglewood families, but at the end of the day, I'm Indian, and this is a whole lie about the whole scam of changing our identity, taking our land, and charging us illegal taxation until we erase ourselves and become, what I'm saying? Because once you hit poverty, you basically don't have no protection. So that's the whole plan by the design, by illegally taxing your ass all the way to the point that you're in poverty, to the point that you non-existent. So that's I've been following the script for so long, and there's so much prima facie evidence. Oh, that's another thing. You had in one of your videos, the guy was talking about all the prima facie evidence they have. And I'm thinking the same way we have against them, including starting with the birth certificate. That's the major. That's major. Even if you don't have a Negro on your birth certificate, it's still part of the paper genocide, because that's what they're trying to erase from our children, our next children that's coming up behind us. If they wanted to look at their parents' birth certificate, they would not see Negro on there. They're not gonna see nothing. They just gonna, then they're gonna have to keep digging, making it harder and harder to find that connection. But Obama, I'm telling you straight up publicly, you can't erase Negro. It's already in prima facie evidence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we all got that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that.
And if you could ask her about her connection, if you could ask Miss Waters about her connection with Sam Bankman-Fried too.
Who is he? I got to do some research on that.
Yeah, he helped crash crypto.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he helped expose that crypto was fake.
No, he didn't expose nothing. He was laundering money for the DNC, bro. Bullshit.
What?
And that's what crypto is, and I would say get in it, but all it is to get you credit. Anything else
he was doing more than laundering money. He was participating in they
Can you put that? Excuse me, y'all. Can you put that name in the back chat so I can do some research on that? I'm gonna bring it to her. I'm writing all the questions down. I'm gonna probably have like maybe 3 or 4 questions, but I got to be quick because I don't know how they whole little get down. I got to get in to make it count. Let them know this Indian over everything. And the charade is over, game is over. You ain't gonna keep calling us African American or black in public, disrespecting us, showing arrogant like we don't like we not here. We still here.
Yep.
That way.
Hey, something that y'all was talking about though, earlier, how they trick us out this shit is through probate. Like when y'all said them so-called Europeans, like when they had sex.
You cutting off, root word. The last word we heard was you say probate.
Root
word. Mic check.
Hey, it'd be amazing though, man. When you know,
Mike, I know, and he's probably giving some fire information. Damn. Root word. Mic check.
Who else we got? I can't see the panel, man. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the
chat.
I'm
gonna take this down. Sorry about that. There you go. I'm just sitting back here eating my soup.
Shout out to Joe.
Y'all got it.
Straight smoke. Stone smoke.
What's up, man? Hey, Supreme. Hey, you still out that way, San Bernardino way?
Yep.
You come when you coming back down this way?
Supposed to be this weekend.
Supposed
to be this weekend.
This week?
Yeah. How me at the up here?
Tap in. I got you. Tap in so we push.
For sure.
Hey, Alabama.
My queen, Sister Bethy, how are you this fine day?
I'm good. Oh, maybe Root Word's gonna come back because his mic was messed up. But go ahead.
Alabama. Peace of the God, man. What's up, brother?
Is that Chief?
Sure is. Chief Holiday, Straight Smoke, New Growth, Chief Jonesy, Smoke, Signal.
Oh, are we still recovering from turkey we shouldn't eat? Tryptophan overdose?
Oh my God, I'm eating
I had too
turkey
much monkey
soup.
meat though. I had a lot of monkey meat the other night.
Monkey meat. You and Q
I
butter
didn't eat
attached at
it.
the hip,
I just
Chief? Is
killed
that
it.
what you said?
Huh?
You and Q butter attached at the hip?
Nope.
You did that, Chief. All right, no,
You
you
know, I don't want to divert the conversation, but I have an interesting question from watching Charles Blow. I literally just finished this episode they had of what he calls South to Black Power. And since Chief, you're here, I know you're specific about Aboriginal power. I am indignant on what is an American. Okay. But his notion of arguing Black power, which is toxic, which is damaging, but unfortunately, our people are ingrained in believing in such a thing as Blackness. So his argument that was raised in the show, Queen Mother, is essential reverse migration. Go back to the southern states, primarily from Louisiana through South Carolina, where we're between high 20% and above 30% population. What do you guys think about such a notion? But unfortunately, under Black terminology.
What percentage did you say, Alibama?
It's between the high 20s, like 26, 28 to above 32, 33%, depending on the state that you're looking at, Louisiana through South Carolina. And then
But
he
we
used some
already
examples like what happened in Maryland with the election of the so-called first Black governor. Maryland is 32%. Delaware, believe it or not, is somewhere between 34 and 35%. But go ahead, bro.
I can't go by their numbers. That's them writing whatever they want down to say, look, man, we engulfed this whole landmass. For them to say that, oh, it was only about 27% of you, maybe 30. I don't buy that shit. You're not about to sit here and make me believe something because somebody else wrote it down to make it fact. Fuck all that.
Right.
Now, I agree with your sentiment, but I think you're missing what I'm asking. You are correct. Anytime we're talking about enumeration, this is a tricky thing when we're inside and outside the system simultaneously. That's what's ironic about it. So the reaction to your response is the presumption the majority of us are not counted. Correct? That's I don't want to put words in your mouth, straight smoke, but that's what it sounds like from your knee-jerk reaction is that
It's
we
not
are
a
by and
knee-jerk
large
reaction.
uncounted. We're
It's not a
uncounted.
it's not a knee-jerk reaction. I'm just not going to allow someone to dictate to me who was here when they wasn't even here.
I got you
It's
on
no
that.
way.
I got you on that straight, but you're not getting what I'm asking.
And I don't
We have to
believe
deal.
that. I don't
Go ahead,
believe
Queen.
that all the people that they're saying that's coming across the border is true. That's a fucking lie. I know that's a lie for a fact. They're saying those numbers so they can have numbers, fake numbers, okay?
Right. You're
Because
talking
number
about a
one,
narrative. You're talking about a narrative.
correct.
But
Because
but
number
what I'm
one,
saying is though,
you
how are
know the
we going to
United
affect?
States, but hold up. Number one, you know the Democrats for sure. You know the United States don't want all dumb foreigners here. They don't. So, when you look at the news, they're showing you the same fucking pictures that of the same people crossing the damn border. I done looked and saw the same people, same clothes. And they're trying to make it seem like more and more is coming. So that's bullshit. They need numbers for voting. That's all I'm saying.
So let's do this too. And on top of everything that we're talking about, right? When we even talking about the immigration, which is broke, it's
I'll
been
be right
broke
back.
for over 100 years. Whether it's Ellis Island, whether it's Angel Island, wasn't no minimum wage, right? Let's just talk about it. There was
There
a
was
way
no
to
wage at all.
destabilize our
What
industries, our hotels, our saloons, our industries by bringing other people here to take jobs. It was designed and is still designed to destabilize Americans and America. You do not. There's no reason for this, and these foreigners are not coming here to work for less money than what's it called. So right now, people are here, whether they're on work visas, stuff like that, they still have to get minimum wage and certain stuff that they don't have to pay into because they're not
They're not
citizens.
taxed either in
But
some cases.
it has always been a form of economic warfare. This is another thing that should absolutely be ingrained in the conversation when we're talking about reparations. It is not like they could say, "Oh, this is hurting Americans right now," right? Because they include themselves. So when it was 100 years ago, when they were coming into the Trumps and the Bidens and the Bushes and was coming into this country, right? Not even under
But
those names,
what was the
they
hazing
came to
process?
take too. The
Yeah, well,
same
what
thing
was
that was
the
happening to the immigrants.
assimilation
Huh?
and the hazing process that they are now in charge of because they've been elevated? Because remember how Germans and Italians and Jews, etc., other Eastern Europeans, Polish, Irish, how were they treated as the bottom of the barrel, but kept the Negro beneath them as well, right? So the reason why I was bringing this up was the discussion of what is power, because that's what I like, Chief, of your approach on talking about acquiring, retrieving, or what is the power that we're talking about to pursue. You understand what I'm saying? He's pushing a political narrative. You know, it's attached by categorizing yourself as black. Maybe you're not explaining that enough to people, whether the slow bus or even those who are just trying to become American or accept their Indian heritage or understand what Aboriginal means as a political term. What is disempowering about black or blackness, Chief? What do you say?
I mean, every time I hear, I can't. My voice is gone now. But y'all know what I used to be like, black power, white power, black power, white power. It's the same weapon used against us, right? There's a weapon still used against us. So when niggas hear white power, they get scared, and then they scared to say black power in any sense of like. Once again, it's all victimhood. I relate black as a black billy club and white as a white billy club that's been used against us. We use the black one against them. We allow them we hold their hand and help them beat us with their white billy club by creating black. It's a system. And when I say this to the pandoodles, they act like I never said it. They just ignore the caste system that they know exists. They
But
understand that black is offensive, just like Indian is offensive to us. Because we didn't call ourselves these things, y'all. I
Brother, black
understand
right.
is
that
a
we're
word. It's a
attaching
But
ourselves to power
European
now.
word,
You
brother.
understand what I'm saying? For the paper trail, right? Because
right.
people that are identified as African Americans, right, were the ones that were identified that have been racially misclassified. That is
Mm-hmm.
documented, and that crime has a paper trail. You guys, it's called a birth
Mm-hmm.
certificate. It's called all these things that they have documented themselves, which is stupid because they should have never been enumerating us. Whether they changed our names or not, whether the majority of our people know this or not, the United States government knows this. The Department of
Mm-hmm.
Interior knows this.
Chief, have you
They
looked up the
understand
word
this.
black?
Okay, but hold up, Steve. You mentioned that. Hold up, sweetheart. You mentioned that when they say white power, that they're scared. But I just want to make a minor correction, if you don't mind. It's the
Absolutely.
boomer. It's the boomer generations that's the scary pussies, not not the XYZ generation. We are not scared. We are not scared. We're our generation today. And our okay, somebody got some fucked up shit going on and need to mute.
Nigga cooking some chicken over there.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm about to make some
I'm
chicken
gonna say it
shawarma.
again. Well, mute up. Um, they it's the boomer generations that's the pussies. They're scared. They're the scared ones, not us, not X generation, Y generation, and Z generation. No, 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 no. The generation out here now uh, that's doing all this hard crime against each other. They're like our old ancestors were. We didn't give a fuck. We cut heads off. This generation is now back. They're not scared. So I just wanted to reiterate that because I don't want people thinking that oh, these generations are scared to say Black Power because they're not. It's totally the opposite. We're doing what we did back in the old days.
So
Which
real
is why
fast to you guys. So we understand that white is racist and black is racist equally.
Yep.
And when you hear people say that black people can't be racist because we don't have any power, that is the
Yes, you
most
can.
defeated. The thing ever. When you ever hear somebody say that, it's the craziest shit ever because of course hate is hate. It has no color. Fools, and when we talk about law and we talk about getting power, black has no power. Just like white has no power. It's only
Right.
power that you give it. It
That's
has
right, G.
no legal power on this land that we're on. It has nothing. Nowhere. It's only in your mind.
Chief Holiday, so can we now
This is
discuss
crazy.
what is power? Because I'm getting tired of this circular dog chasing its tail argument. Can we be very clear? Would you stop that, Queen Ass? Can we be very clear on what is the someone is talking? Would you stop interrupting me?
Nobody interrupted you, man.
You're still talking. So, Chief, what is it that you want to say is defined as power so that we can intelligently discuss the acquisition of it or it's being prevented from being distributed to who?
I think power has to lie within you first. You have to know, like once again, we're in a psychological warfare, and weapons that are being used are the same words and weapons that you're using in your subconscious when you're asleep, when you're thinking, when things of you're being beat on constantly, and you can't win even in your dream. How you gonna manifest it, power in reality? You can't manifest it in your dreams. That's what they stole, our imagination.
So what is manifested?
Nigga,
So
I'm
what is
powerful on my shit.
manifested
Nigga, these
in
people gonna
black?
move around.
In the way,
but what is manifest? Would you stop it, Cass? This was a conversation between
Hey,
him and
y'all
I.
chill
I want
out,
you to
man.
stop
hey,
doing
yo,
that.
my
I
mic
just
is
feel
off.
like if more people
Hey,
think like
my
us
mic is
on this
off.
panel,
I'm not
hey,
talking.
how about this?
No,
How about
I'm
this?
not
If
talking.
we
My
had,
mic is
if we,
off.
if we talking about power, it's just like I
Everybody
said,
allowed to
more
talk,
people get
man.
together and start exerting power. It don't mean that we got to go do some illegal stuff. No, it means that we have to be the best men, for instance. I'm not going to speak for a man, that we could be. Produce. We if this war going on, why we not fighting?
So currently,
That's my
what is
only question. So
manifested? Yeah, but what is currently manifested as quote unquote white and quote unquote black in this current society?
This whole color caste weak system that we are participating in by calling ourselves black. Anything.
How are you participating in this?
All right. So
what do you mean? By calling yourself black or allowing other people to call you black and give you black treatment and accepting it. Like you accept inferior treatment because you feel that you're inferior.
And it makes you stateless.
Chief,
It makes you
Chief, have you
stateless.
ever looked up the word black? Have you ever looked up the word black?
Hold up.
Yeah, I'm not about to even get into that conversation.
We talk in
black
turn. It's
My
root
fault.
word. Go ahead,
My
root
fault.
word. You got it. You got it, root word.
No, I'm just saying black is civil in law. It's civilary mortuus is dead. It makes you a stateless person because ain't no country called black. So I do have to say it's bad in the contract way. It's horrible. It's horrible. But I digress with that.
But it's not a country
law.
called white either, though.
Not in
It's not a country called white. And
I mean, you're not.
It's
You're
like,
not, you know,
does it matter?
what's your argument? That's what we're saying. That's literally what
My
we're
thing
saying.
does. My
This
thing
is
is,
not
does
a
it
white
matter? Like,
country.
does that really?
Listen. America is not a white country. It literally the word America is describing dark people. What are we talking about? Let's
That come
catch
from
up.
Amerigo
Everybody got to catch
Vespucci,
up.
but that's
My bad.
another.
It's a land of the black gods. That's what this means. So I know y'all be like, oh, Chief, where did you get this from? Don't worry about it. You're gonna keep getting your information from the pale skins.
Chief, but my thing is, does
we know
words like
for a
black
fact that
matter, though, Chief? Like, does
Listen.
black matter? Like, if we fight for just definition of who we are or whatnot, okay, we calling ourselves black. Negro means black in Spanish. It's like, does it even matter? Who even be
I mean,
on
what
that?
are you talking about, though? Okay, so
Confusion.
hold on, Cash. Are you disputing the color caste system is in a mindset that people feel entitled
Cass, stop unmuting your mic. I'm muting it because your background's loud. I can't hear Chief.
Okay.
Thank you.
My thing to him, like I said, brother, we're fighting the system. You see that. Why are you fighting against us? Not helping us fight the system. Even if I call myself a Christian and you call yourself a Muslim, and we know that we still are from this land and fighting against the injustice that happened to our people here, right? Do know about those things, right? The miseducation, the illegal taxation, displacement, that happened to us here, right? We're fighting that.
Right, you're right.
Us.
Our biggest enemy.
I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what I call myself, identify myself with. You know who we fighting for. Why are you fighting against us?
Assuming.
Well, I'm not trying to fight against you. I'm not trying to fight against you. I'm just saying like words like lack or whatever. I'm like, should we just let that go? Like, okay, it's a term we can use.
That's what we're saying.
I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm saying. We need to let it go because what you don't understand, Kaz, is black literally means something in law. It does. It literally means that you agree to something that you were deceived by long, long ago. It literally means you're voided out from who you truly are. You became black and unknown. So it does make a difference.
Drop a bomb.
It does. If I was just saying I was a black Indian and was still uplifting Africa, I'm still fighting against the system.
That's the difference. What's his name of Cass? That's the difference between black and Indian. Black is not recognized. It means literally what it is. Nothing. It's like we agree to what's going on with us. We're volunteering to agree to it. It means a lot in law. But now when you say Indian, now we talking. We're alive. We exist. Whereas black means we don't exist. So if we say we're Indian, now our name speaks with the Constitution. We're alive to attest to Indian, not tax. But as long as we're black, we're voided and not concerned or have no interest in Indian, not tax. So, okay.
But even Indian is a misnomer. It's a misnomer because
no.
Not when it's yo. No,
I'm not being offensive, right?
No, you're not being offensive. No, you're not. But wait a minute. You said Indian is a misnomer. No, baby, not when it's written on that federal constitution. That's real, boo.
Excuse that.
Because I'm saying like tribal names. Like,
no.
Like if you go by that, like we're like, all right, I'm Cherokee in this, right?
Address Indian not being taxed in the Constitution, brother.
I'm just saying Indian is a misnomer too because it wasn't Indian. It's not India. That's what I'm saying. Like we got to go by your nation.
No. It doesn't say India. No, it says Indian. And you know what? You know what we mean, and you're being funny.
No, I'm not. But it even gets deeper though, because when we talk about American Indian, it still goes to the copper-colored races, Aborigines of this land, legally. We're talking about American law, Cass. We can go to the UNDRIP and the ADRIP and break this down. This is not only American law, this is international law. We are not stepping into our proper persona. We don't have to get permission. You have the right to self-identify.
Facts.
Chief, what y'all talking about?
Chief. Right.
That's power.
There. That's what I want. That's okay. So can we focus on what is powerful about that?
That's power. I don't care about your paperwork. I only use that to do business with y'all. Your paperwork don't define me.
Facts.
Fuck y'all talking about. If I gotta build something, I gotta go get some building permits, right? I gotta do business with y'all because that's what y'all said it is right now. But what we're working to do is to be the building inspectors, to be the comptrollers. That's what we're working for. That's what we're doing. So I don't know what y'all talking about. We're talking about getting power, going and rubbing some leaves together in the bushes. That's bullshit.
And black
Don't
by
participate in something that's
definition,
participating in you. War is participating in you, and don't participate in it is weak.
black by definition is subservient to white, correct?
Correct.
A
Facts.
slave is subservient to a master, correct?
Correct.
A sovereign is by birth, not by legislation, not by paperwork, correct?
Correct.
So what the fuck are we keep talking about papers? No birth certificate makes a person live or dead. No death certificate takes your life away from you. From the moment of drawing your first breath to exhaling your last breath, you are a live, sovereign being that is the American. Now, I think everyone knows what I mean when I say it. I don't care about what others say. There is only one American. Now, everyone else on this planet is trying to attach themselves to the American. If you can't get that straight, I'm not telling you who you are. I don't care who you are. You are not me, obviously, because you're arguing with me. You're not like me. You're not of me and mine. You are a detriment to me. Damn who you are, where you are from. Can we please get that clear? So then we can discuss what true power is, because all this other shit is in proximity to other people having power over you. Is there something that y'all don't understand on the slow bus about what I'm stating?
Yeah, I put him in the back because he's really, deterring what is a great dialogue. So, Brick Maw, you came to the panel. How are you?
What's up, Sister Bethy?
Who is
Hey, this is Rob. Hey, besides you, you're the only one that actually has Indian proof of blood. Why are these guys trying to claim Indians when you're the only one with proof?
Well, wait a minute. First of all, I don't know my brothers and sisters' personal business. You don't know what they got. And Rob, they don't have to prove that to you.
Well, I'm not saying they do, but they're claiming Indians. And why do you guys keep saying you're Indians? Are you Indians or Aboriginals?
Oh my God.
Hmm.
This is so hilarious.
It's the same,
man.
Hold
I'm
up. It's the same
conversation.
No, hold on. I got him.
Please, man.
It's the same. It's the same thing, bro. You say nigga, you say Indian, you say Aboriginal.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're the only people on the planet that think that way. You're the only people on 8 billion people who say that.
Wait a minute, hold up. Calm down, Lithuanian. Calm down.
Calm down, Smoke.
How are you disputing that claim, brother? How are you disputing it? Just tell me that.
Because 8 billion people say so.
Let me ask
you're the only motherfuckers on this rock that say they're saying this shit.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth on my piano. Let me eat this pale skin, please. Please let him be belligerent. I want him to go down fighting. I want him to go down fighting. That's all. I just want to make. Hold on, real quick. I just want to make an example out of this Lithuanian. Let me have him. Give me 3 minutes with him. Can I get 3 minutes with this Lithuanian?
Okay, go. You keep asking. Go.
Thank you. How are you, Rob? No, don't forget about the other 8 billion people in the world. I want to know how you are disputing that claim. That's all I want to know. What information do you have to substantiate your claims that we are not Indians? That's all I want to know.
Oh, Jesus. Another smoke detector, dude. Listen, man, it's a fact. You guys are not the Indians. The Indians come from Siberia. The DNA matches. Your DNA comes from Africa. The DNA matches. You guys came here during the slave trade. Accept it. It's a fact. You didn't build shit. You didn't have electricity thousands of years ago. You didn't build the cities. There was no great fucking flood. There was no lies. You guys are just being crazy. This is insanity. Listen to you guys every day, man. This is getting worse and worse. What do you want to do? What's up? Yeah. Oh, Wild's right. I'm the one. I'm the one. You got the right one.
Okay, calm down. All I want you to do is point me out to that fact that you just said.
Okay.
It was a fact.
640,000 pages of the transatlantic slave trade. 640,000 pages. How many pages of Aboriginals you got? Nothing.
Who compiled these 6,000 pages of the
634,000, not 6,000. 634,000.
Calm down, brother. I got another question. Who compiled these 640,000 pages of transatlantic slave trade history, brother? Who compiled that?
Dozens of countries who participated in the slave trade itself. Next question.
Say that one more time.
All right, can you say that again?
Say that one more time, really slow. Really slow. Say that one more time, really slow.
The countries that participated in the transatlantic slave trade took records. These records are public knowledge. You can go look through them.
That's all I needed to know.
Have you looked through them, brother?
Yeah, we actually looked through them together. Me, you, and Betsy. You and Betsy. I watched you guys do it. Why don't you admit that you're not fucking an abo? We found out where you came from, and you still want to play the abo game.
No.
Who came from?
Where Smoke Signal came from? You did a genealogy live on television, live on YouTube, and told him that he wasn't an abo. He came from a fucking white person.
Owned slaves. He was a slave owner. He was not a slave.
I didn't say slave. I said abo. Did I? I didn't say he was slave.
Don't let him move the goalposts.
No, I won't.
Let him move the goalposts. He's trying to get personal now. I ain't going for that.
Get personal. You did a live stream in front of thousands of people. Now I'm getting personal. You're a fool.
Calm down, brother. Calm down.
I'm cool as a cucumber.
I thought we was having a congenial conversation here. Are Lithuanians capable of doing that?
I'm an American, brother.
Okay, are American Lithuanians capable of having a congenial conversation?
Of course we are. And you know I can too. You guys I get fucking excited because I don't get much time to talk to you guys.
You do know you're talking to a European thief, right? Smoke Signal. Defined in
Go
ahead, Smoke.
Don't get him riled up.
Here we come. Grand Wizard Alabama. Grand Wizard Alabama.
And his
don't get him riled up. Don't get him riled up.
Before he came here with thieves.
Yeah, okay. We didn't come here as thieves, dude. You don't know nothing about me. I did my genealogy with these people. Man, I told you where I came from. We ain't no thieves.
Because I did not invite you to my country.
I know the Lithuanian is triggering, bro. I know the Lithuanian is triggering. I know you wish you can get your hands. I know you wish you can get your hands around his neck, but you can't do that right now. Just calm down. We gotta handle this gentlemanly because that's the only choice we got left. We can't beat this nigga up via YouTube. Calm down. Look, my Lithuanian
don't be so sure of yourself.
My Lithuanian counterpart. You said the nations that were involved with the slave trade compiled 640,000 pages concerning this particular event. Where do we find this compilation at, brother?
Look up the TS or the TAS slave trade. Just look up the transatlantic slave trade, and it'll come up. The whole fucking thing will come up, and it's all done up. You'll see it all. They've listed it all. They have the names of the ships, how many people are on the ships, where they came from, where they went. You can go through it all. And don't act like you don't know, because you guys actually use the thing, and you guys try to use that to say that, look, they're coming from America and taking it back here. I know all your games now, man.
No, it's not. It's really not a game. We do know that they brought Africans to the Americas. Now, let's slow up a minute because I got those.
No, we don't know that. We do not know that.
Well, okay,
we don't know that for sure.
Thanks for being truthful, Bethy. You're a real one, Bethy. You're a real one, Bethy.
There's something.
Wait. Hello. Chicken Breeze. Smoke, do you mind if I talk for 1 second, or you want to keep going?
No, go ahead. Because we finna find this 640,000 compilation that this motherfucker talking about. We're gonna see if we can find that.
They brought them here, but they brought them to Jamaica. We have the records. They brought them to Jamaica, not the mainland. There's a difference. Understand this.
Okay,
we were never identified. No.
Hold on, Sister Bethy.
You're gonna listen.
But the problem that I have with that narrative is that we know the Pequots left from here to there, right?
Right. But
we know that there was a triangular trade. Hear me out for 1 second. There was a triangular trade.
No, the Pequots never left. The Pequots never left by themselves. They used the white men to take them. Stop it, Holiday. I listen to you all day long. You're so pseudo.
Right, Rob, you're gonna be quiet and wait your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's interesting that he's interested in our business.
Behaving like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I just always got to go to what I say that we have the right, and he is actually violating our rights publicly by saying that we are not who we are. That's crazy. You do understand that, Rob?
It is.
No, I don't
just want to
understand
point that
that,
out to you, sir.
Holiday. I don't
You do
understand
know
that,
we sue over
Holiday.
here, right? I just want to let you know, family.
Good. Okay, here we go with the big bad shit. I
Just
don't want to
know
hear how
that.
big. You're a big bad
No.
wolf. I get it. Come blow my house down, big bad
I
wolf.
am.
Okay.
I am.
Until then, let's
I am.
talk. Until then, let's talk.
I don't have to. What I got to say to you?
No, because all you're going to say is how bad you are.
Hey,
That's
listen,
all the Holiday does.
You're
He tells you how
mad.
bad he is.
I'm
Once you
not.
corner him, all he tells you is how
I don't
tough
have
he
to
is, how
bang
bad
on
he is.
you. I don't have to do none
You
of
have
that.
nothing,
I can
Holiday. I
just
listen to
keep
you all
telling
day.
our people the truth. That's
No,
what
you
blow your
don't.
brains out right there,
You
sir.
don't have no truth. Say a truth. Say a truth right now.
You on Ritalin
I
or
just
something?
said it. You don't have you are absolutely violating our constitutional rights right now publicly.
Oh, give me a break.
Thank you.
You're violating history.
I
You're
just let you know.
violating.
I don't.
You're violating
Okay,
all your
I haven't
ancestors
violated
that
you.
died to get you here
I
to talk
would like
ridiculous
to,
like this.
but I haven't
You're
violated
a
you.
disgrace. You're a disgrace
hang
to the
on.
real ancestors.
All right,
Hey,
hang on.
Keep
Hang
talking.
on. Hang on 1 second.
See, that's the
Hang on.
disrespect right there.
Oh, that's a disrespect right there. You're disrespectful.
All right.
Your ancestors respect me more than they respect you.
Mute your mic. Mute your mics, please. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'd like
And
to
I'ma give it
debate
to
him
you.
one day after you get done.
Okay. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna share this, Rob. All right. This is what you're talking about. Okay. This right here, when they brought Africans to the Americas, they brought them to Jamaica. They didn't bring them on the mainland. Even Ben Franklin was like, hell no. Don't increase.
Okay, can I rebut? No,
don't bring.
First of all,
wait. No, I'm not finished, man.
God damn, calm down.
Benjamin Franklin, and I have that. He said, do not increase the sons of Africa here. Now, when he says that, you got to remember they're English, using British English wording. So increase means don't bring the Africans here. We don't want them here. They use different word usage.
Okay,
now,
real fast,
but
Sister
they
Betty. I gotta
did.
put something in context. Real fast.
Wait your turn, sir.
What's
Wait
going on
your
in
turn.
1808?
You are a guest. You are a guest. Wait your turn.
Oh, that was Chief Holiday. That wasn't Rob.
Peace out. I just want to say something real fast, Sister Betty. I want you to keep going. But 1808, because we're 1813 right here, right? To 1834. 1808, a law was passed, correct? What was that for? Was that for Georgia? Was that for Alabama? Was that for Mississippi?
No. This is strictly. No, it's Chief. Hang on. This, I filtered it. It's only Jamaica. This is not United States or the mainland. None of these records are with these are not American records. These are the British records from Jamaica.
Liberia been set up at this time period?
No.
1812 is when they set up Liberia.
No, but let me finish, Chief. Let me finish. I think you'll understand me more. All right. This is only Jamaica. Nowhere else. This whole database.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
The page you're looking at right now, you are right. I'm sorry.
Mute your mic. Damn. This is only Jamaica. 3,178,595. That's where they brought the slaves from Africa. Now, when the Revolutionary War was over, they took Pequots but they sprinkled them all over. They sprinkled some in Jamaica. They sprinkled the majority of them in Barbados. But when I pulled up the Barbados records and I filtered them, they are not identified as Africans. They are identified racially as Barbadians. Jamaica is where they brought African slaves, and supposedly Brazil. Now, this is 3 million of them. This is why we say Jamaicans and us are not the same people. And I'm going to open records so you can see for yourself.
I agree with what you're saying.
We
on
are
this
not
point, you are right. But what I'm saying is, besides Jamaica and the all the islands there in Brazil, where a majority of the slaves from Africa did go, in 1619, the first African men stepped off the White Lion and stepped onto American soil. That's a fact. 1619.
Well, what you got to understand, this is from 1813 to 1834.
Yeah,
We
I'm talking
were
1619. We're already here.
No, buddy. You're not going to go there. 1619.
The White Lion. Look it up. The White Lion. The first African stepped off the White Lion.
They didn't come on the mainland, Rob.
He has a name. Go look him up. He has a name. The White Lion. Look him up.
They didn't
the
come
first Africans
on the mainland. I'm not going for. I already seen what you talk about. They didn't come on the mainland.
Yes, he did. And Benjamin Franklin. That statement he made.
Project,
and you want to know the Benjamin Franklin? That statement was made by Benjamin Franklin after he's seen how he didn't like.
No.
Misusing his
They're
statement.
not going there. The 1619 project was Yall.
It's not a 1619 project. No one's talking about the 1619 project. I'm talking about the date of 1619 where the White Lion landed. 1619 project is.
Yo. Do you want to go in the back? Do you want to go in the back, Rob?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right,
I think it's really
I'm
interesting.
going to say this. The 1619 project was Yall. I have the white slave schedules of white people being slaves like yourself. And
No,
white
you don't.
people
No, you don't. There's no white slaves.
All right.
You guys.
All right. He's out of here. I can't do it. He got to go. He's kicked from the studio. I'm done. I'm not doing it. When they see records, it's okay for him to go pull up some records and come to me and say, hey, Bethy, they got slave records. Yeah, but they're not my records. I was already here before they even created them damn records. But then the minute you say, well, here's what white people wrote about themselves. Here's white slave schedules. It's millions of them. Oh, no, that's not true. Oh, now it's not true. It's true when it comes to me, but it's not true when it comes to you. Dude, your ass is history. You just got checked at the door and you don't like it. And I will be pulling up them white slave schedules.
The only schedule Slav slave. But Slav, hey, we're going to just, just beat the information up.
Chief.
The 1619 project, we beat that up years ago. Been debunked that. And will not be able to be taught to these babies in these schools. Because even when you break down the whole 1619 conversation, right? They're putting Africans on it. That's a new term that was written on the term. So like 20 people from Cuba came on the boat, got off the boat, according to them, and got back on the boat and went back to Cuba. And this is the first Africans that came to America, which they turned Negro to Africans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 16th. That's our origin story of us coming to America.
Facts.
That's the bullshit that they want to teach. This is what they want to teach our babies in school.
Facts.
No, I'm talking about this is what they want to do. This is the origin story that we've been here for 400 years. Listen, y'all, remember in 2019 when they set niggas free, they said it was 400 years of slavery is over. Right? 400 years of slavery is over, motherfuckers. From 1619 to 2019, niggas was free in 2019. Y'all remember that? I asked y'all, how did y'all feel? Not y'all. I asked y'all, you slaves, how did y'all feel being free in 2019? I asked y'all that, right? Because if it's 400 years of slavery, where do you give me 400 years of slavery in American law? Show me. Give me the years. Because you're saying 1619, 2019.
What about Thanksgiving, though? Because Thanksgiving proved that they came over here. My fault. Go ahead, Alabama. I got a few, bro.
Listen, we should sue Trump. We should sue Trump for even commemorating, talking about we're commemorating the 400-year anniversary of African Americans. Flag on the plate. He should be sued for that.
Well, he probably 40 years.
Indoctrinated. He's indoctrinated just like we are.
But once you sue this punk ass, he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna watch my mouth next time to talk about 400 years of we being in this motherfucker. And I
like how you said that everybody is indoctrinated.
Which is defamation, correct, Chief? That is a defamation.
Past defamation.
Okay.
So
do not forget that they must wander 40 years in the wilderness. When you say that, and I'm not disagreeing with what you said, Chief. After the 2019 400-year time period, that's 40 years of these people must die off in the wilderness. You follow me, Chief? Now, can we circle back to the discussion of power as he attempted to disempower the conversation? See, that's the whole point. When one white individual can come amongst so-called Negroes on the plantation, that's the overseer, right, Chief? Right? One white person can discombobulate a bunch of Negroes, I guess. Is that what's going on? And is there not the book entitled The Miseducation of the Negro? So by definition, a Negro is miseducated. So now a miseducated Negro can conveniently be convinced to be black, while this person is authoritatively white. Can we circle back to what's the power in that, Chief Holiday?
But if we can't call ourselves black, we can't call them white, bro. If we can't call ourselves black, we can't call them white. We got to eliminate both of them. We can't say, oh, well, these people, and we can't call ourselves black. Put the white man in charge, and these white motherfuckers doing that. So it's like the hypocrisy in it. But I digress, though, man.
I've been through white and trash.
Well, white people correct you. They don't identify as white. They tell you exactly who they are. White people do. They'll tell you, I'm Irish. They don't say I'm white. They say I'm Irish, or they'll say I'm Dutch, or I'm French, or I'm Spain, or I'm Jewish. They tell you who they are. They identify truthfully to who we are. The only ones the only ones not identifying truthfully as to who we are is
I'm saying us, like we have to identify.
Right.
We have to identify, like, look, like, see, like, what I was taught is we call them Europeans. Like, look, them Europeans over there. We don't call them white. So that's why we can't call ourselves black, because if we identify them with white, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. We can't say we're not black and then say, oh, them white motherfuckers. We gotta say them European motherfuckers. If you know what I'm saying, though, because you got to put a nation to them.
So
and then like it's one certain thing though, like
hold on, my brother. Let's agree with your statement. All right. So then are you saying by default the persons who should never be referred to as black are Africans or Americans? Not African American. Are they Africans or Americans, since you say these white pale demons are Europeans?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you and everybody else up here that be saying we ain't black, in the same tongue, y'all say that these people are white. I'm saying y'all crazy for saying that, and y'all need to stop it. Hold on, I'm almost done, because I'm gonna land my plane. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
can I jump in?
In a minute. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it again. I haven't met any white people, and I work with white people every day of my life. I've never bumped into a white person, a person pale skin, that said, "Oh, hi, I'm white." No, they identify who they are. I'm German. I'm Russian. I'm Polish. I'm Italian. I'm Spain. I'm English. I'm Dutch. I'm French. They identify exactly to who they are. The only ones not identifying who exactly they are is us. And we must all keep this in mind. It is not the white man's job to correct our identity and to make us identify as who we are. It's our job. As far as the white man is concerned, we're voluntarily identifying as black and African American. If African American,
when y'all black,
African American is not. Hold up, Woodward. African American is not on any of our papers for us. So it's up to us to identify exactly as to who we are. And it's not the white man's problem to fix that. It is ours. I relinquish.
Hey, I agree a little bit that, like, spiritually, just like that black is stateless. The Moors taught me that. But at the same time, they taught me that the Moors are stateless.
You breaking up real bad, root word. We can't hear you. A word you're saying is chopped up real bad.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his mic. It's really bad.
But Sister
Go
Bessie,
ahead.
here,
See,
here,
hold up, Alibama. See Moses. Go ahead.
well, I'd like for C. Moses' response, but I didn't complete what I was saying. But go ahead, C. Moses.
Thank you. I want to give one comment to that Rob guy that you guys apparently know. That's the first time I've ever come across a guy like that. But when he said he wanted us to prove that we were Indian, but then he said he was American, right there you got to say, well, prove it. Because at that point, he had said he was, you guys know him from somewhere else. So if you are American, what is your proof? And that's the part where I'm with root words and just I think where Alibama was trying to get at in terms of, well, if we remove the color, the reason they don't want us to associate with Indian or American is because it not only ties us to the land, but also a culture, and we can go way deeper than just paperwork and yada, yada, yada. Like Homeboy said, the Native Americans were from Siberia. That means they're Siberian. So what we're trying to get at is we are American because there's no other place for us to go. We are from here. And behind that, there's a whole culture. There's a way of living. There's a lot more. That's why the black and white stuff never gets anywhere, because what's behind that? No land, artificial culture that's created that doesn't help anybody.
But see, Moses, now, and I respect my queen mother. I respect her. But this is the problem when we keep going interchangeably back and forth, referring to some people as white folks, and then say white folks don't identify as white because they're already benefiting from a system that's been put in place from the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. That's barely 100 years. See, Moses, you follow me?
That is not a true
Then
statement.
hold on. Just
That's not a
I
true
didn't
statement.
interrupt you, brother. Just listen, then respond. The Racial Integrity Act of 1924, the Naturalization Act of 1790, and the Reinforced Naturalization Act of 1870 specifically designated free white persons. Is that your understanding? Because that's law. Those are acts that were passed in the legislature of the United States House of Representatives and Senate under the umbrella of the United States Constitution. Was that your understanding? See, Moses, I'm speaking directly to you.
Yeah.
Is
So
that your understanding? It's a simple yes or no. If you don't understand, I'll explain to you how it's a fact.
I do not understand how whites benefited from, and we're saying that white doesn't exist, then whites did
Listen
not
to me.
benefit.
Listen to me, see, Moses, because I'm trying to make this simple for the audience, as well as speaking to you personally. Okay? There is no white or black in the organic Constitution of 1789. The reason that Indians not taxed are mentioned is because the people referred to as Indians dictated and created the document called the United States Constitution. Do you understand that? It's a simple yes or no. If you don't, we'll circle back to it, but I need you to understand it for the
Say that
context
statement
of
again. Who
where this
created
is
the
created.
Okay, but well, you know what? I'm cutting in here because I'm really getting tired of it.
Okay.
I really am. It's long winded, and I'm not going to go there. I'm not.
But is it not true that there was a designated free white person in those naturalization acts?
It is very true, but that's something that, and I don't even know what other choice word to use at this point. So here's what I'm going to say, and this is not directed at you. I don't give a fuck about the naturalization acts because me knowing and the type of work that I've done all my life, I could give less than a 2-bit fuck about any naturalization acts. Again, until you learn and understand that our documents are proof, federal proof, legal proof, political proof as to who we truly are. And it is not the white man's job to correct the error that we have been living. They're aware. But as far as they're concerned, we agree and we're comfortable with being what's being documented today as to who we are. But our old records prove who we are. They know who we are. And until we get up off our black asses and correct it ourselves, we're all going to stay in a fucking rabbit hole.
Hey, Sister
not
Betty.
one of us can walk in one goddamn state court or federal court and prove that we are Africans from Africa and that we were enslaved.
Hold on, Sister Betty.
None
Real
of us.
fast. He
None
said
of us
something that was
can prove.
interesting. He said that he respected you, that you could prove your blood, right? Now I want to say something. And Sister Betty, through her journey and right, Sister Betty did the blood quantum thing and stuff like that. And Sister Betty, you proved it not through blood quantum. You proved who you were through documentation. Am I correct, sister?
That is a fact, Chief.
Okay,
And we
so
all
Rob, not through blood, through documentation that she's telling you right now, just like I'm telling you, just like the rest of us have our fucking documentation, who the fuck we are,
and
sir.
it's their paperwork, not ours. We didn't create their documents for us. They did.
Hey, Rob,
So how the fuck are we gonna
that's
walk
what we trying to
in
tell your
any
goofy
federal
ass and
court?
everybody else.
Oh,
It's not even up for debate at this point. We don't have to debate that. That's not, sir. That's
how
crazy.
are we
You're
gonna
talking about
walk up?
blood. Ain't no blood
Right.
quantum. Ain't no blood. It's documentation. It's the
How?
law. It's American law.
How are we gonna walk in any federal court with their documents and say, hey, I'm African. Here's my proof. And they're gonna look at that shit and say, this says Negro. We know who the Negro is. It's
Period.
clear in tribal law and federal law. And I'm not going to keep playing with your dogs because your ass can't walk in no federal court with no goddamn 23andMe test.
So never considered to be Aboriginal.
Y'all making it
Man,
more
you knock the
difficult.
brains out these devil head, man. Just tell
They're
the
making it
truth.
more difficult than it has
Man.
to be. They know who we are. We're the one walking around with idiots. That's why I said we don't give a fuck about Naturalization Act. We weren't naturalized. We don't have proof.
It's like, how don't they understand this shit? I mean,
Those
this
fucking
is so.
acts came out. We wasn't citizens. We was living on our own lands. We're the only ones in this on this bitch that was not naturalized. None of your African voyage documents trace to our ancestors.
Oh my God. Hey, that's why we get mad for it. Ain't no
So
reason.
fuck all these acts. Why do I want to worry about naturalization acts? That's extra. It doesn't apply to us. And I'm done.
Hey, Betty, you gotta drop the mic.
Betty, drop a bomb.
Hey, drop the mic.
You're not coming back on my panel with your naturalized ass. You're out of here, man. You got to go. We want to have a decent conversation.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna do for you, Rob? I'm gonna do the history of why the niggas from Lithuania are here.
So
Why y'all
I want.
You
yeah,
guys.
I want to certify that though, because I've been hearing that lately about the tribal law, and customs, right? Referring to the Negro.
Certifying what, Smoke?
You gotta let me get through, brother. You're a wee bit triggered. Just let me get this out. I think you've been influenced by the Lithuanian. Calm down. Look, it says the Negro is considered an Indian by tribal law and custom, right? Why was the Negro being distinguished, and who was he being distinguished from? To even have to draw the comparison.
She was referring to the census records taken inside the tribes.
I'm not talking about paper. I don't want to talk about no paper right now. I want to talk about that. When I say Negro,
question about tribal law and custom.
Hang on.
No, I'm not. You're not listening, brother. You triggered. You need to calm down and listen. Right? I'm asking about the Negro. And why is the Negro being distinguished? And if so, who is he being distinguished from?
By those who are
Let
being made
me answer
Indian by
that.
adoption of
Uh,
blood.
okay.
Go ahead, Queen.
They're
It's
distinguishing
more than
the Negro. Smoke. When they say this right here, Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by tribal law and custom. All right. When they say that, they are distinguishing them from the people, from white people who have Indian blood, a degree of Indian blood, or by adoption. And the reason for that is um smoke is because look at this. They're only talking about two colors of people. They're talking about white people and Negroes, which is us. That's all they mention in here. There is not a third person as an Indian. And it is because they got the degree of blood, meaning, and it's a remote degree of blood. So they came out with more of white features. So this government wanted to only deal with the Indian that had more of their features instead of the nigger. The separation between Negro and Indian. That's what they did. We were originally the Indians.
Betty,
But
real
because
quick
the
question.
white people, all right.
At this time,
yeah,
were
because I
there
don't,
African Americans and
right.
Native Americans?
No, none at all.
Okay.
No,
And the reason why
absolutely
that's
No,
none.
no, it
important, it
wasn't.
wasn't
But
Native
I don't want
Americans.
to
We're
add.
not talking about
I
Native
don't want to add.
Americans.
Right,
There's no third
right.
Indian in
I don't
here.
want to
There's
add.
just black.
Right.
The
I don't
only
want.
people they're
I don't
talking
want.
about is black people. Okay, I'll use current day words. The only people they're talking about in this document are black people and white people. Go ahead, Smoke.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's all I was trying to certify. I was just trying to certify what were the groups that was being distinguished, and now from what I can ascertain here, out of those two groups of people, the only way the white could be considered an Indian was from some remote degree of blood. So there's no way you can happen upon a white man and consider him to be an Indian, right? Basically.
Facts.
But when it came to a Negro, it was already understood when you happen upon a Negro, you basically then ran into a goddamn Indian. Oh, that's all I was trying to ascertain. I relinquished the
Facts.
motherfucking flow.
Facts, Chief.
Okay, but
Facts,
let
Smoke.
me
That's facts.
Facts.
And right
let-
here, it also, Ali Puma, you're gonna have to wait. You can't hog the mic, my love.
I was never allowed to finish, but yes, Queen Mother, this is your show. I
But
will sit on my tongue.
thank you. I appreciate it. Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by tribal law and custom. So now you're coming up on the reservation and you bump into these Negroes and they're not speaking nothing but Indian languages. And it gets down there and tell you that difficulty they had to take right here, the difficulties surrounding the taking of the census. They was having a problem with the census, were augmented by the fact that an enrolling Indians, talking about us, and frequently occurred that it was necessary to equip two and sometimes three interpreters to accompany the enumerator to converse with Indians in the same locality. They had to take two or three Negroes with them because the census takers couldn't just walk up to other Indians on the same locality and understand what they were saying. So they had to bring the Negro with them. Why didn't they bring or mention bringing the Indian by remote degree of blood or by adoption with them? I'm just gonna let that sit there. And why did they take them? Why didn't they say that they needed to take the white Indian around with them so they could understand them? The ones with the remote degree of blood. Remote degree of blood is a distance. You're talking their great grandma or grandma. They brought the niggas around.
Hey, Sister Betty, what year is this again?
1890.
1890. Interesting year, right, you guys? In
Correct.
1890, do you guys think the schools and all the things that's set up now that niggas we were still speaking air quote Indian languages, Muskogee, Creek, Algonquin, aka Latin languages here on this land. Y'all do understand this, right?
Only according to the
They hadn't.
document, that's
They
only
hadn't.
what Negroes were speaking.
Thank you. What is the problem around here?
Hey, Sister
And
Betty, I'll
they
drop something in the back
took
for you.
us to their school. It's
Okay.
true.
Chief, what it do,
Hey
brother?
man, it's a heavyweight. This Betty going to hell here
I
today.
see it,
True.
man. I dropped something in the back for her and shit, man.
Okay.
But let
05.
me just say this one thing. It was not to trigger you, Queen Mother. I was trying to edify where whiteness came from. That's first. Secondly, even with those documents you're pointing out in 1890 were only the quote unquote civilized tribe, which means they were interacting with the federal government through recognition. How many thousands of uncivilized tribes, Chief Holiday, were speaking only their language as Negroes, not African cargo shipped over here?
Correct.
So when you're using a document stating the 5 civilized tribes say that Negro is an Indian by tribal law and custom, that's only because it got documented in interacting with the federal government. So what must all the other thousands of tribal nations have been but Negroes by custom, law, and blood, Rob Noxious, you dimwit?
Truth. What was the one you want me to
Oh, I'm
play?
sorry.
Oh no, you ain't gotta play it now. I just, man, you can check it out when this shit over with. It wasn't
He
necessarily
said,
for
"No,
now.
I'm gonna play it." Which one you
No,
wanted me to
it just
play?
well, I heard you speaking on I only dropped one link back there, but I heard you speaking on about going to the court winning anything as far as like being an African and slaves and all that. They tried to do that shit. It's an actual case on that shit. They never talk about that shit. As a matter of fact, these reparationist people now is trying to build from that case and shit. But they fell in to realize that when this shit went to law, like, they always telling us how, oh, this institution started from here based off what they had a dealing in slavery, and they still around to the day is all this evidence available and shit. You should be able to be redeemed from that shit. So they tried to do that shit. They didn't get the outcome they was looking for. And a lot of motherfuckers gonna be like, oh man, they ain't gonna do nothing, but they ain't trying to get no niggas nothing. But guess what? Another lady actually had real evidence of something happening to one of her ancestors and shit here in America, and she won.
And
So
how, Truth? How?
because
How did she win?
because she had actual evidence instead of niggas going in there with a bunch of
Spitting in
historical
the
shit.
tube?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What you
No
talking about,
spitting in
man?
the tube? No DNA test?
Nah, this shit. Oh, what you talking about?
I'm
Hey
talking about
y'all,
the
look, and
evidence of
another thing
winning.
too, y'all. I just got to point out to you guys that when we're seeing stuff that's on a website, right, and it has the title and it's all printed out, all good and stuff. It's not the original document. So even from 1890 and stuff like that or whatever, once you start going and look back, that they're changing words. Words matter, especially if you read and stuff, and they just could change a word like laborer to slave,
Correct.
Negro to slave,
Correct.
Negro to African. This is
But we don't
come
have
on, y'all. This can't be
documented
real.
history.
Not a
We don't.
coincidence, did
That's
it?
the
He
one.
remember he did his presentation. He presented Indian and Negro shit, and then said, "This is African." Literally pulled up a newspaper and was like, a newspaper
They.
that we have used years ago. Not a coincidence, brother.
Hey,
We
what be wrong with these people? Rob, you get kicked from one and you come back with another one and still ain't getting up and you just standing back there typing, bro. Like
There's nothing he could say, man.
No, what I'm saying is this is like mental sickness to the point where it's like you trying to come around people you disagree with. You got let up, you got kicked off, not allowed back on. Instead of just moving the fuck around, you just gonna stay in the bad and type. You got booted from that one, came back in another one just to sit around and type. Like, bro, that shit weird as fuck. Like, damn, nigga, what's going on in your life, man? You need some counseling, bro. Like,
Like,
But
what's up?
that's a
We need
leech.
to do an intervention and shit for your mental capacity, my nigga. Like, this shit crazy, bro.
But
Like,
truth, you know that's the definition of a leech. And a leech or parasite does not exist without a host to
I
attach
think
themselves to, right?
Well, since
So
he,
I'm still asking one last question. One last question. It's for everybody. If the federal government acknowledging the 5 civilized tribes who are co-conspirators in stealing the identity of the American, that the Negro is the Indian by tribal law and custom. Those are the only 5 that they acknowledge, but that means by default, what do all the other Indian nations by law, custom, and blood, are they not Negro? That's all I'm asking.
yeah, we would have to confer. I mean, yeah, we would have to conclude that all the rest of them are Negro as well, or they should have added that to the document. But I was gonna say about the Slav back there. You still gonna stay? If you gonna stay back there, bro, go and put that link to that 640,000 compilation of the transatlantic slave trade from the various nations that participated in it, bro. Since you back there not doing nothing, tooling your damn thumbs and everything, I relinquish the vote.
Hey, but yeah, Sister Betty, this was an actual case that they bought for by some of the top scholars, black lawyers. Remember who's a part of this. We're talking not only do they got legal experts, but they have allegedly, well, not allegedly, they have so-called historians, and they came with documentations and everything. Man, that shit couldn't even make it past an oral argument. and then niggas would be like, oh man, well, they ain't gonna give niggas nothing. Well, we see a particular lady that actually bought for some type of pretty much a similar claim, but with actual definite evidence of who did this to her ancestor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and she won.
Well, bravo to her, because I can't prove that. I cannot prove that I'm African.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even about identity or nothing like that. She was just dealing on the fact, like, hey, man, some fucked up shit happened to one of my ancestors and shit, and it had traumatizing effects that linger on still to this day. She showed who it was. It had nothing to do with no identity or nothing. It just had to do with the actual grievance of allegedly what's happened, and showed the evidence. One, these motherfuckers bought for all this shit that they teaching now, niggas kicking now. Man, that shit ain't hold no motherfucking weight. Like, that shit was crazy. And allegedly these companies is only around and powerful today because of that shit.
Right, it's called ill-gotten gains. But why is Viola Ford Fletcher and her 2 other centenarian colleagues, survivors of Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, of Tulsa, why are they being dismissed as we speak? And she's 109 years old and alive, not deceased, a live victim. So why is that not being dealt with?
I mean, well, that just motherfuckers gotta, man, ain't nobody backing them up. Only people only want to talk about that situation when it's time to give a feel good service and shit. But a lot of them niggas just be talk. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The only reason why my family still got some islands because we had to go the legal route for that shit. Like, motherfuckers actually had to go to court about certain shit. You feel me? Just like even when they tried to take the piece of land that was actually our fucking grave site and shit. Yeah. You feel me? Like, they tried to dig up my ass.
But they were land claims, right?
They tried to dig. Land. Come on, Alabama. You gotta let people talk, bro. Respectfully, elder. Like, but man, they tried to dig up my ancestors, personal ancestors, and tried to confiscate the land as being I forget what they calling this shit, but it basically got to do with lost land type, basically saying like ain't nobody out there, yada yada yada.
Land? Yeah, they tried to abandon land.
Yeah, and man, we had to, well, not me because I wasn't alive. You feel me? But my family and we ain't talking like no 18, early 1900, man. We talking about motherfucking nigga late 70s into the 80s before I was born. And we had to, family had to go show them like, hey man, this land is still being used. Matter of fact, my great grandma died the year after I was born. That's where she buried at. And that location is known as a
It's like an Indian burial site, like real shit, like where the families, like this shit, like, you know, man, this ain't no cap. Like, that's how motherfuckers was able to get that shit dismissed and shit that this corporation bought, man. They was trying to steal up everybody land for timber and shit. Like, that's still a big business. You feel me? Just like my auntie land in Canton, Mississippi and shit. They, you know, corporations trying to steal that and shit for the timber industry. They can't get it. You gotta have your records and your shit in order and shit to prove your case and shit. If you don't, man, they'll take that shit right before your motherfucking feet, especially if ain't nobody living on that shit. So, you know, man, it's just showing that, you know, it's cases in law that niggas never talk about, and law is law. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say, man. This country is ran on laws. They do they fuck shit through the law, and niggas get redemnity through law. But niggas allow the fuck shit to happen more because niggas don't want to put in the work for the remedy in the law.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, if you try to bring forward a class action lawsuit that's inclusive on some shit like this shit would never hold weight. Why? Because everybody's situation ain't the motherfucking same. Point blank, period.
Facts.
And so when you have a land claim, it's to the claim you can prove you're tied to, correct? I mean, not just in your specific situation, True. I'm just saying, this is the fallacy of these people, not just with the reparations discussion. The fallacy is you're taking a displaced people that you are claiming are property, cargo, and slaves, and placing them where physically on what land?
Right, but you know, I'm just gonna be real though, man. We can't sit back and deny though that certain aspects of this shit did happen and shit. Now the identities of these people that it happened to get kind of fucked up and shit, and that's what a lot of this shit arguing. A lot of our families didn't go through this shit, but it's families that really did go through this shit. Like, we're not gonna sit back and be like, oh, you know, the East Indian and the white folks got put in that situation and act like ain't no niggas got put in that situation. Like I say, man, I helped the chick on Clubhouse, nigga. She was one of them FBA motherfuckers. She like, yeah, I found my slave ancestor, whoop the whoop, and she showed me the shit. And I seen some shit, and I'm like, hey man, you need to do some research in that shit. Nigga, like a week or two later, nigga, I come back up on Clubhouse, nigga. She been looking for me. She's like, man, True, I can't even stunt. She was like, I did find a slave ancestor, but guess how it happened? The Chickahominy group, the Chickahominy tribe had an agreement with the motherfucking with the colonial government up on with and they was kidnapping their babies. And then when they went to go pick their babies back up under this so-called apprenticeship program and shit to help civilize them and shit, they was telling these people that their kids ran away or somebody kidnapped them and shit. And the whole time they was selling these people babies off and shit. And she thinking just because she found the fucking slave that it was African, but when she really dig into it, she realized that them ancestors was fucking children being stolen from the Chickahominy tribe and shit. And I remember she tried to tell the FBA motherfuckers on the app about that shit. Come on, man, somebody need to mute up. But when she tried to tell them about that shit, they didn't even want to hear the shit because it wasn't an African. It was a goddamn fucking Chickahominy baby and shit. Even though this baby went through the same shit that y'all fucking preaching about.
And what people need, Truth, I'm going to back you up with that. What our people got to understand in a nutshell, it was the fucking Indians that was enslaved and held as prisoner of war on this fucking mainland.
Facts.
They was not
that's according to him, right?
Well, yeah,
that it was millions of enslaved Indians, not Africans. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
We had
right.
millions since
What are we doing?
We were the ones that were prisoners of war. We were the prisoners of war. They put us in jails and everything, like they still do it today, Chief.
Yeah, they were sending niggas to the Caribbean, Central America, South America, Europe, and Africa.
And Jamaica. So some of the Pequots went to Jamaica. Not all of them.
That's the Caribbean islands. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The worst part, the two worst locations was the Caribbean islands and North Africa. Correct. They were sending niggas from here to death. So, like I say, I beg the question is, show me a Native American they show today
in North Africa. Because clearly people from here was sent there. Show me a Native American that you see today in Europe. Because clearly there is overwhelming evidence that they were sent there. Matter of fact, show me the motherfuckers in the Caribbean. Like we need to see this shit because we know the documentation and stuff. We talking millions. Not 300, not 300 and 400,000, millions.
Show me where they lived. Show me where they lived in Mississippi. Show me where they lived in Georgia. Show me where they lived anywhere on this bitch. Show me that these are the people that enslaved our ancestors. When they say Indians enslaved their own people.
Just like
none of these motherfuckers look like my grandparents because they pictured them enslaving our ancestors. Them.
And the crazy part about this shit,
I wish you would. I'll bug the fuck up.
But the crazy part about this shit is though, is they had sellout ass niggas assisting them with this shit. Like, look at what the Narragansetts and other tribes up there helped do to the Pequots. Nigga, they assisted in that shit. They wouldn't even won the King Philip Wars if it wasn't for the so-called friendly Indians. And that one it just didn't happen in that location. It happened in other locations as well, too. So then when we start asking questions, well, you talking about these so-called Indians that had niggas in slavery, show me this Indian. And then when we see the picture, it's a goddamn white man. It's a guy. I'm expecting to see Tonto, Sitting Bull. You feel me? But then when you start getting like the names of these so-called chiefs that were speaking for these civilized tribes, or the ones that was putting niggas in slavery allegedly, and you actually go search these people, it's a goddamn white man. Then when you start looking at the chiefs who were speaking for the tribes out there, it's two people. It's either a nigga or a white man.
Yep. That's it.
So what are so-called Native American at in these dealings and shit? Like I say, niggas always trying to move the goalposts with the shit. At the end of the day, they said Indians were sent to Africa, North Africa. Okay, cool, North Africa. Show me them in North Africa. Show me them in Europe. We know they were sent there. Show them to me. But guess what? You can see niggas that look like us in Europe. You will see pockets of niggas that look like us in North Africa. I ain't gonna sit here and cap, but we see what's going on. So me seeing that, I understand. Just like when they show a nigga that look like us in West Africa, but then you see the rest of the population, they don't look like that nigga. Yeah, you're gonna see some niggas that look like us, but the majority of them got them weird, funny shape ass heads and shit, and the malaria bellies and shit. And at the end of the day, the problem
set up the countries in West Africa.
That's where I'm finna go to, bro. Everywhere that colonizer went in Africa in the scramble for Africa, it was niggas in America with them. We set up everything. Pan-African, nigga. We set that up. Liberia, we set that up.
Hey, true.
Everything these motherfuckers building on, we set that up. Intellectual studies, we set that up. It was sellout ass niggas that did Africa dirty with these motherfucking foreigners and shit in Africa, bro. My bad, bro.
Follow me. No, you cooking, man. I want to throw some seasoning in there, right? So Betty did a bill months back or whatever about the black governors, right? In the Northeast. Now we don't never talk about people in the Northeast from the 1600s to the 1800s running up there, right? Negroes, all up and down the East Coast, right? During the time period where they have told everybody that pale skins are running America, right? So now when we talk about the 1800s and niggas is colonizing West Africa, niggas is running America. At that time period, they're running West Africa. These people did not take over the trade and stuff in West Africa or here in America until the 20th fucking century. They wasn't in power in the early 1800s. They weren't in power in the 1700s. They weren't in power in the 1600s. This is how this works. They are rewriting history. It defies the law of gravity.
This is in 1750s.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? This is so, y'all, I swear to God, bro.
This is in 1750s. Look at that building. 1750s. And that same building is still there. Who the fuck you think built that building? This is when we had
that built the White House.
Exactly.
Somebody explain that how they got a black governor
in 1750
in Massachusetts.
In the middle of the so-called Atlantic slave trade.
Wait.
The state is named after the niggas.
You Massachusetts and Connecticut.
Hold on, my hand is up. It's named after niggas.
Yeah,
Massachusetts, the state is named after the niggas.
Yeah, that it started in Massachusetts, and but the picture you see is my state, Connecticut, and
Y'all see me doing my dance.
that same building is still there.
It's called the Aboriginal dance.
So, Queen Mother, for whoever the challenged person in the chat asked, how does the Native American have their customs? Are these people not understanding what an Indian boarding school is? And in 1890, leading up into 1895, the general who said, kill the Indian and save the man, was the first creator of Indian boarding industrial school. You know about that, I'm sure, Queen Mother. So then if they take the Negro in and strip him or her of their identity and then create the Mongoloid hybrid and spit them out of the Indian boarding schools, what are they producing in these teepees?
Well, I think you asking the wrong question. The real question is, if we know, and it's documented that they said they snatched up damn 90% of all these so-called Native American Mongoloid children and shit and put them in Indian boarding schools to take away their customs, their language and all that, then how is these motherfuckers practicing their custom and language if that shit was stripped from them? Explain that shit. Explain it. Because we know that's what they saying. And a matter of fact, a lot of them niggas been kicking it. Oh man, 90% of them was killed off from disease and shit.
They love the smallpox in the blanket, don't they? They love the smallpox in the blanket.
Then the 90% of all their children and shit was snatched up and put in boarding schools, taking away their language, their customs, everything. How the fuck these people got language and customs? How many of these motherfuckers actually been to Oklahoma and really went to these reservations or really pay attention to who riding around Oklahoma with these tribal plates? And you tell me what's in that car, because I know what I see. I seen it with my own fucking eyes. Like, I was baffled, nigga. I'm looking at tribal plates. I pull up, blonde hair, blue eyes, redneck ass white boy and shit. And they driving over into Missouri and shit. I'm talking about straight. Like, bro, if they didn't have these motherfucking tribal plates, you would call this motherfucker a cracker. Respectfully. Like, I don't think a lot of these motherfuckers even really understand the dynamics of what's out there in Oklahoma and shit. And it's the same thing that playing out in modern times that played out in Jim Crow, bro. Niggas versus crackers, my nigga.
That's it. And right here, and then I'm gonna do a direct. Y'all gonna be in app chat in a few minutes, but let's just check this out. As the Negroes, see, they want to hide the original Indian, but here you're only talking about the black people and white people. As the Negroes and Indians work side by side on the farm and in the shops, their natural traits are conspicuously illustrated. The Indian is the quicker, the more agile on a spurt. But his black brother, the Indian's black brother, see, has vastly more staying power. The Indian has the more able and nimble legs, but the Negro is better developed. Now he don't jump the Negro. It's better developed in the chest and arms, all because of very obvious reasons. General Armstrong says his best students are those who work all day and have only 2 hours for study, whatever. But I just want to put that out there. His black brother.
They would use that to say that they are Africans, Bethy.
No, they're not.
Use that black and Negro. No, I'm saying what these dimwits will do is use the word black and Negro to say that they're Africans.
Okay, hold on. The Indian in these days, all you're saying is the mulatto, basically. You're really literally saying the remote degree one, the white looking Indian. That's all you're saying.
But
the more white looking one.
But let not a coincidence, homie Sean P tell it. The Indians didn't like niggas and shit. But then in the same token to say that niggas went and hid amongst Indians and shit. Which one is it? Did they not like these motherfuckers, or was they abating and helping these motherfuckers. Like, I don't get that shit. Like, it's just too much contradiction in this shit for a motherfucker to take any of this shit as face value. Like, we gotta question this shit. I don't even give a fuck if the shit agree with me, man. I gotta question this shit, man. I need to check this shit out. Them niggas don't do that shit. And one token, and then the crazy part about it is they'll say Indians enslaved niggas and shit and all this shit, but then sit on the panel with these niggas. Make that shit make sense.
They agents and they're fishing for more information, and I'm only giving them the basics. They be trying so hard to get more information out of us, y'all. That's why they keep doing that. They're investigators. They're finding out how much more we know or what other information we have. All right, motherfuckers, I'm telling you, I got it all, and it's a lot of shit that I'm not showing.
That's
not showing.
That's what I said.
They ass. I'm
not helping them niggas no more.
Hell no, don't help them.
I'm not helping none of them niggas.
That's why I don't let them on my panel.
Get in the ring. Get in the ring if you want it.
I'm not doing no. That's why I don't debate, because I'm not showing all my proof. That's what they want to see, and I'm not, because I'm gonna fuck them up with their own paperwork, and that's the way you have to do it. You got to use their information on our families, and you present it right back to their asses. Say, this is your document. This is your federal document. We didn't make this shit up. Y'all did. So I'm only showing the basics.
Bro,
but
I don't
you guys
even know no fucking old world Florida, nigga. Like, nigga,
I don't even know who that is.
Right. When have you ever seen me in old world Florida chat? Nigga, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, and shout out to my nigga AP. I support everything AP do. But even when he was doing his interview with the nigga, bro, I wasn't watching that shit, bro. Like, it's cool.
I wasn't either.
I don't discriminate anybody that's